So, how we doing, everybody? Welcome to Tyranny of Dragons here on Forgebreaker. Tonight, now that our adventuring party, which oddly still doesn't have a name, has reached Castle Neritar, it's time for us to kind of spring our trap and start eliminating these cultists. But, as always, we're going to do announcements. Really, there's no changes to anything that's going on. Actually, I'm, for some reason, missing my news one, so we'll drop there. There we go. That's better. So, upcoming Amongst the Giants is Wednesday for our second session. Ascension and Tyranny return this weekend. Next Empire game is not this Wednesday, but the following Wednesday on May 2nd. Next Alliance game is 3 weeks away on May 12th. And other than that, here on Forgebreaker every Friday we do D&D replay, so you can rewatch any of the games. Follow our Twitter if you do not do so, if you would like to find out what games we will be showing at what times. Lasts pretty much all day. And then beyond that, we are going to change all of our YouTube over so that we're uploading them every Friday as well. Just wanting to make sure we kind of cover all our bases and make sure we're kosher with everybody. So beyond that, that is pretty much everything I have. Are you guys about ready here?
Yep, I'm gonna grab a drink. 30 seconds.
All right. Let's do recap then while he's doing that.
Jasmine to show up my pizza.
Havoc also stepped
Havoc stepped away.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm here.
okay.
Sorry, just a second. Let me arrange myself here.
No worries.
Are we level 20 yet?
Yes,
You've been 20 the whole time.
it was inside you.
Inside you.
All right, I got one more thing to open. I'll be ready. If I can remember
Alright.
where I saved it. Because I've been doing work like the good kid I am.
I don't want to say anything just in case somebody from my work is listening. I don't think there is, but I'm just gonna make sure.
I, being the responsible person, I'm only doing it on my lunch and breaks. Yeah, totally.
Of course, and clocking out too.
Of
right?
course.
Make sure you
Yeah.
clock out.
Absolutely.
Wouldn't want there to be
Auto
any
system.
unseen overlap.
Did you get in trouble for D&Ding at work?
That's kind of what it sounds like.
It'd be a good excuse to get fired, I'm just saying. Alrighty, so we're going to go ahead and do recap as Scott gets back.
I'm here.
Alright, cool. So last session, kind of a short one. All in all, just was the fact that we were plagued with Discord issues, then Roll20 being stupid, which I just went through during my prep time and fixed all the maps in this campaign. About 80% of them had Fog of War turned on, which would have completely killed your light again. So
Sick.
that was dope.
Well done, sir.
But yeah, that's fixed now, so that's cool. Hopefully we won't have any issues with global illumination being on a few of them, but I don't think so. So we should be good. So back to the story. So you started off kind of not necessarily interrogating Snapjaw, but getting more information from him. So after you did that for a little while, had him talk to his other lizard folk friend, and he seemed to have convinced him to kind of follow on with the plan of maybe inciting these lizard folk to rebel against the cult and the bullywugs and such. But after doing all that, you set off via the canoes that were at the camp to head towards the newly discovered castle Neritar. You, surprisingly, due to some really good rolls, ran into no difficulty along the water voyage and arrived at the castle safely. You decided to rest further after speaking and inspiring Snapjaw to lay the plans for revolt with the other lizard folk within the castle. After Snapjaw returned from the castle, as you rested outside, he led you into the castle proper. You found yourselves completely surrounded by bullywugs all over the ground floor of this castle, along with seemed to be some like giant frog pets that they had all around them. However, since Snapjaw was leading you, and since you were disguised as cultists with the emblems that he gave you to go on your armor and your scabbards, you were actually not bothered by any of these creatures and allowed to pass without incident. You ventured further into the castle, into a large central area of the ground floor, and got a somewhat quick description of the rooms around you from Snapjaw, though he did seem to not know a whole lot about the areas, as he was not really stationed much in the castle, and instead was more of a traveler, bringing this loot to and from the Carnath Roadhouse. You decided, after getting the description, to venture into the barracks to the north, which actually was incorrectly shown as east by me. I apologize for that. Everything is rotated to the right, so north is east, south is east.
Wait, is it one of those maps?
Yeah, it's one of
Man.
those. It's only this map, though. When you get on the other parts of the floor, it's going to look different because the map is actually rotated. I don't know why,
Yeah.
but yeah.
I want to know how north is east and south is east.
Well, east is north, rather. Sorry. East is north, south is east, west is south, and north is west. So, if you were looking at your tokens,
Rotated clockwise. No, counterclockwise.
the way Max is facing, his head is pointing towards north now. So, just keep that in
We're
mind.
not on that page, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Well, when you get there, you will see it. So, north is that way now. Lost my place in my notes. So you ventured into this place to the east that you knew as the Bullywug Barracks. You walked into very intense stares of bullywugs all over this room. They weren't very happy with you being in the room, but they didn't seem overly hostile. As you tried to move up the stairs, however, your way was barred by two of these bullywugs. Max didn't like that too much and decided to try to decapitate one of them, thus setting off a battle. With quick thinking, at the beginning of the battle, Maximilian cast silence over the entire room, making the battle completely silent as you all went to work slaying these creatures without alerting the rest of the castle. Though some of the group was unable to cast spells, you all were able to survive the battle nonetheless. You found a series of several chests underneath the stairs and found what appeared to be the payment the bullywugs were receiving for their services from the cult. With this loot being a bit too much for you to lug around the castle, Tara ingeniously decided to meld the earth and bury the chests until later on.
All right.
Oh yeah, don't forget about those chests.
And with that, we will resume our session, or our story here. You have just slayed off these creatures. You've heard some noise that sounds like it's coming from up these stairs in this room. And one side note for play last session, Tara and Maximilian, you will both have a point of inspiration to spend this session.
Well, I like that. What did I do?
The hiding the chests
Oh.
was super neat. I liked it. You impressed me, so you get stuff for it.
You know, that kill
So I imagine
counter.
it's the silence.
Yep.
Nice.
Otherwise, it would have been a lot more gruesome. Probably on y'all's end. Maybe I would have slaughtered everything in this castle. I don't know.
Bring it on.
All right. So,
Yeah. So as the croaking kind of intensifies, can I tell if it's coming down the stairs or if it's just upstairs?
No, it sounds like croaking is definitely going on upstairs, though it seems to be from two different voices, different inflections with this kind of croaking sound that you've come to know coming out of these bullywugs.
I'll kind of motion with that, with my motion with my hand and then snap one time for Tara, like to get their attention, and whisper, there's still more action upstairs.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Whenever you're ready, let's go.
Yeah, so if getting acknowledgement from everybody, I'll put my shoulder into my shield and start making my way quietly up the stairs. I'm not in a hurry, so.
Okay. You going up by yourself? Everybody else joining you?
No, we're following.
Follow
I think
behind
we're
them.
sneaking up there.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, everybody roll me stealth checks, rather.
Y'all need to help me on this.
No, you need to help me on this. Yeah, that unnatural one.
Wow.
Mm.
How did I... That wasn't terrible, I guess.
The blind one is the quietest. Or almost the quietest, minus Steve and his stupid high rolls.
Sorry, not sorry.
Just my job, becoming a shadow. This guy's dead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
Some disadvantage with some heavy armor that I am really looking forward to getting rid of as soon as we level up here, because damn. My AC goes up, I get rid of all of this stealth bullshit where I'm rolling at a negative or a disadvantage.
Alrighty. And switching everything. Because different maps.
By the way,
That
how we
seems,
doing, everybody?
Poorly planned.
Hope you're...
From
not
the
my
developers. Right.
Not my favorite at all.
I'm gonna guess it's just a huge area that we have to cover.
Hope you're
That's
having
why
a
it's like impossible for
good
me to prep
evening.
minus looking at the immediate vicinity. Like I looked at this room, I knew it was in it, but looking anywhere else, I'm like, fuck, there's 47,000 things I could be reading in right now. But oh well.
It's a
Mm.
surprise to everyone.
Okay.
If y'all get
So,
past a certain point on Wednesday, it's gonna
as
be
you're
the
all
same thing.
venturing up the stairs, Max leading the way. Unfortunately, as you get towards the top of them, Max, you lose your footing and you actually clash down with one knee, hitting the stair, letting out a somewhat loud noise. And as you kind of peek your head up further above the stairwell, you see what appear to be 3 more bullywugs, and they're all looking straight at you. And at that point, we're gonna go ahead and roll initiative.
Oh, there it is.
Better not be broken again.
It took it a minute. I didn't see anything. We got it now, though.
So there, Max can kind of see what's going on.
This game is just determined that I don't go first.
And also, Havoc, if you want to leave the turn order thing up
Your
and just
blindness
erase
would
it,
help me.
that would be okay too. I don't
Okay.
mind it being up.
Uh,
I mean-
the biggest thing for me is that it just gets in my way when
Yeah.
I'm looking at stuff.
I think you can double click that too, minimize it. But yeah, if not, that's fine. I just got used to keeping it up for the other streams because it was just easier instead of having to keep moving it.
Right. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be double clicking it actually because I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
All right, Lily back in here. Yeah, cool. All right, so did I roll my initiative? I did. So as Maximilian unfortunately kind of stumbles at the top of the stairs, kind of spilling out at the top of them, and all 3 of these bullywugs see him. Actually, what's your dex modifier? Stone Skull?
3.
Oh shit! God, you have a high dex. Yeah, no, you go first.
Okay. Seeing Max kind of drop down, and then I assume I hear something on the other side of the wall here.
Yeah,
I'm
you hear
going.
like an alarmed croaking going out.
That's gonna be 10 foot. I'm gonna move to here and brandish the great sword and kind of taunt at them, kind of calling them to come to me. And that'll be my turn.
All right, just moving forward. That's it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do anything else.
All right, give me a perception check as you get up there.
Okay. This ought to be interesting. That's gonna be bad.
Ooh.
So as you're looking at these three bullywugs, you notice two of them are, just outfitted like the other ones were, down with a single spear, or all three of them are actually. You see spears in all their hands. However, as you're looking along them, you see one thing out of place with the bottommost one, the one to the furthest south. You see what appears to be a horn of some kind, like one you would blow, made of some kind of bone. And as you move in and he sees it, and like a alarm croaking goes through the air, you see this one down here at the bottom begin reaching for this bone horn.
Oh. Okay. I can't do anything. It's fine. I mean, I could throw a hand axe, but beyond that, no.
You already said you weren't doing anything.
Yeah, I already said no.
Yep, that's why I gave you a perception check.
Yep.
So, all right. This guy up top, though, is not happy with you charging in the room, so he is going to take a few steps forward and attempt to stab you with a spear.
Okay.
One-handed, as he still has his shield up.
Wait, what is my AC? I forgot. Oh, 16.
Is it higher than a 6?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then
Today it is higher than a 6.
Oh, he's going to spear and try to bite you.
Okay.
Is it higher than a 12?
It is.
All right. Both his attacks are going to miss. So he lunges out at you with a bite and a spear thrust, kind of raising his shield in the defensive posture, but just is unable to even get close to connecting to you. Max. Who is
I've got a mouthful of chips. My apologies. I was here. I am here.
Got you.
So as I kind of collect myself and move into the room, it's like 5 feet. You're saying this guy down here was the one with the horn? Would I see that?
Yeah, you would see it at this point. I'd imagine if nothing else, Stonesoul kind of pointed to him or yelled out to him, to y'all about him.
Can I make it there and hit him? I don't know how accurate the spacing is here. I was a space back.
Yeah, you're gonna be just short.
Okay. Then is this door closed behind him?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to just kind of step around the corner and seeing the horn, cock one hand back and launch a hand axe towards it.
As Steve celebrates an 18-1 fact hit. Beefy. So as the hand axe flies out of your fingertips, tumbling through the air, it seems to be a very precise shot. It embeds itself very deeply in this guy's chest. He stumbles back, letting out a gurgling croak as he seems to reach up and kind of feel on the hand axe's hand shaking. He took a massive amount of damage and looks like it almost killed him, but just not quite. So he is still standing. Anything else?
Nope.
All right. So this guy, seeing the closest one and not being too smart, is just going to run up next to Stone Skull as well and attempt to bite and spear. 22 on the bite and 11 on the spear. All right. So he reaches out, and as you're kind of fending off the first one, this one jumps up forward and is able to catch your arm for 4 bludgeoning damage with its mouth. But you quickly bat aside its spear thrust and take no further damage. Steve.
All right. Let's come around the corner. Oh, here? And is that the one that had the horn that has the axe, I'm assuming, sticking out of it?
Yeah, you see an axe out of him. Even now, he's still shakily kind of reaching down for the horn at his belt.
Alright, then I will throw a dagger at him.
So as this
13.
dagger flies through the air, it tumbles end over end, but you see the creature just barely standing, raises the shield at the last second, and blocks the dagger.
Yeah, that's it.
Alrighty. So as this dagger clinks off his shield, you see this creature reaching down and attempting to blow on this horn. And he succeeds in doing so. However, you do notice that the sound is very weak as he's letting out kind of gurgling rasps. It doesn't seem like it rang out very loudly. And that's all he's doing on his turn. Ignalia.
Oh boy. Well, I'm gonna climb to the top of the stairs to actually see what's happening. I can move up this far. Which one's shouting this horn that I can clearly hear? This one?
Yup.
And then with that, I'm going to... where are you? I'm going to use a firebolt. Yep, 12.
Much like the dagger that Steve threw, he raises the shield up as this fire energy flies towards him and blocks the attack.
Alright. That's it for me.
Alrighty. Tara.
I am going to move into the room. And I have no idea which one blew the horn, but I know there's one in front of Stone Skull, so I'm going to hurl an Earth Bolt at that one. Does a 23 hit
Yeah.
for 7 piercing? That's still not the right damage. Why didn't that save? Hold on, I'll just roll another 1d10
Oof.
Yeah.
for 15 damage.
Yeah, so as you, not really having any accessible dirt around you, you reach into your pocket that you actually have some dirt in and send off this.
The walls
Earth
aren't
Bolt.
stone behind me?
They are, but, you know,
Oh.
Earth Bolt being earthen more so than stone. You send it flying towards this creature, and it catches it right in the throat, just piercing straight through and landing behind him. And this creature falls down to the ground in a heap.
And that will end my
Anything
turn.
else? All right. And back to Stone Skull.
All right, seeing the one directly to my west drop, I'm going to bring the great sword down on the southwest one. It's gonna miss. But then I'm gonna attack it again because I can do that. 15.
15 hits.
For 7. Holy crap, that's a low number. Wow, look at all of those 1s and 2s.
Oh, Jesus. You didn't roll
Holy
anything higher than
shit.
2. That sucks. Oof.
Man, that's the
Oh.
lowest roll I've seen ever.
Yeah, ever out of your shit.
Someone-
Since, like level 1.
Take a screenshot.
Seriously.
All right, so yeah. As you bring
He
the
is human.
I don't even know how to really flavor this. You bring the greatsword around, and your hands are kind of slick from the previous battle still, so you don't have a full-on grip with your greatsword. You hit clearly, but it's not quite enough to take this creature out.
All right, it's my turn.
That
Tara
one's
sounds
dead, right?
confused. Why didn't that one die?
They always die. Max.
You're muted, Max.
Muted. I'm muted. Yep. Yes, I am muted. So the one with the hand axe in his chest, it's still there. He's still standing.
Barely.
Then I want to charge at him. And is there like a knockdown equivalent, like 5e? Like I just want to knock the horn out of his hands and knock him to the ground, disarm him.
Yeah, you can try disarming.
Okay. Is that a special skill or just an attack?
Acrobatics, probably.
I'm trying to level 1 second.
Sorry. I know I'm asking for difficult stuff. But...
Action options. Let's see. Creature can use a weapon attack to knock a weapon or another item from a target's grasp. The attacker makes an attack roll contested by the target's strength or dexterity check. So yeah, 15 versus. He's gonna try to grip onto it with. It doesn't matter. They're the same strength check. 4. So yeah, you bring your sword down and. It kind of flinches away from you, thinking you're going to finish it off, but instead your hand goes down and cracks right into this horn. And you see that the kind of thin ivory bone that it's made of cracks and slices almost all the way apart as it falls to the ground.
Okay, yeah, and I'll finish my turn now.
All right, yeah, his horn is down the ground. Now this guy in the middle just got a shit pushed in a little bit but didn't die somehow, so he's gonna go after Stone Skull again.
Yeah.
Bite, 11.
No.
And a crit fail on the spear.
No.
I don't know why I don't ever have this open. Ooh, they changed their format on Reddit.
Oh, did they?
What the shit? Did all Reddit change?
Mm-hmm.
Is the new Reddit not your thing? Oh, it must be a beta.
Oh.
Ooh, that's clean though.
Oh, I don't have it.
Let me screenshot it. It actually looks really good.
Huh.
I fully expected Rogue to have been the one who posted that, and it wasn't. I'm disappointed in Rogue.
I never use Reddit. Like, this is one of the few things I use it for, so...
How did that drop out of full screen?
Derailed
There we
it.
go. It's better.
Probably help if I logged in. It probably would show me all the channels and stuff on the left, or the subreddits rather.
Oh, that's interesting.
7. Yeah, so this is the one that we talked about the other night, or last night rather. So as he attempts to step forward to use Stone Skull with the spear, he actually loses his footing, and as he does so, he leaves himself completely open for attacks from everyone. Your first attack roll this next round will have advantage against him. Not that you really need it.
Mm-hmm.
Steve.
Oh, advantage, you say?
See if the rapier wants to make friends today.
Yeah, with a 22, definitely. And you'll get sneak attack from having somebody nearby and that. So yeah, easily Steve steps forward and seeing this creature kind of losing its footing, it's leaning forward, and as it does so, Steve expertly brings the rapier up almost in like an uppercutting fashion and stabs it right into the bottom of the jaw of this thing, sticking the end of it out the backside of his neck, just below the brain, killing it instantly.
Oh, he finally died. I was starting to worry about Stone Skull.
I helped. Or didn't.
We're all concerned.
As you should be.
Anything else?
Nope. No, that's good.
All right. Well, this guy, having his horn stripped away from him, reaches behind and grabs a spear from his back and is going to attempt to hit Willie with a bite and a spear. Bite is 18, and the spear is 12.
The 18 hit.
All right, so he reaches around, not having any real force behind his attacks. He's barely clinging to life at this point. Only bites you for 2 damage. And Ignalia.
Seeing that, I will just attempt to cover Max with another firebolt. And it misses.
And once again, it goes wide. This time, not getting hit by a shield, but just missing. Tara.
I'm gonna attempt to show up Ignalia today.
Well, this bolt is going to fly true.
Artillery.
Oh, yes.
14 damage.
Jesus.
Tara's trying to show up Stone Skull today.
Yeah. Doesn't take much when you roll a 7 on damage. Woof.
Man.
So yeah, give me some flavor, Tara, on how you finish this last one off.
Well, I'm just gonna step forward, chuckling that Ignalia missed, and just heave it right over her shoulder, like past Max's ear and right into his head.
And it hits right between the eyes, taking this creature out that was on death's door already, making it finally succumb.
I imagine as it gets hit in the head, that I reach out and grab my axe at his chest as it falls. Like its weight falls away, it frees my axe.
Yeah, Max skillfully, with flourish, retrieves his axe from the falling dead body of this bullywug. And as he does so, he begins to examine around this room. As you look around, you see, much like the area that was down below, this area is just a mess. You see reed pallets, dirty baskets, some animal bones littering the floor all around you. It seems like a good amount of them, of these bullywugs, might have used this area to sleep, which seems kind of odd since there was so much sleeping space downstairs. There's also a good amount up here for at least 12, 13, 14 of them could fit up here with their cramped spaces and the way they do things. So however, as you look around the room, you do see one thing of import. To the southeast corner of the room, you see a large sturdy chest wrapped in chains and padlocked.
Searching the bodies, mostly the one down here. Do we find anything on them? Any pouches or anything like that?
No pouches on them. You just see the basic stuff. It seems like they were up here guarding probably this chest over back behind the stairs to the southeast. Or I'm assuming southeast. Is this map jacked up too?
Yes, southeast.
Yeah, southeast.
Yeah.
So down by the stairs down here. But you don't see any belongings on them. You see their 3 spears that they had, and that's about all.
I'm standing by the door, listening and watching for anyone to come through. Just as people milling around.
All right, give me a perception check as you're listening and watching for anybody.
You said the chest was locked?
It's got a almost comical amount of chains wrapping all around it, with a big ass padlock sitting on the front of it.
Nice.
Did we say what this was?
It's just an opening. It's a window. Maximilian, as you're listening around, surprisingly, even with the not very loud, but loud enough that you thought somebody might have heard it, blast of that horn from that one bullywug, you don't hear any footsteps, any alarm being raised. You don't hear anything.
Okay. I'm gonna continue just guarding the door.
That was the dinner horn, and we just totally ruined everyone's dinner.
Okay.
Can I attempt to open said padlock with my thieves' tool?
Yeah, with
no,
thieves' tools. Yeah, with thieves'
try-
tools.
Yeah, I do. No, I do.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I just didn't put in the proficiency one.
Yeah. Yeah, you can give me a thieves' tool or a sleight of hand check and see if you open it. It's, like I said, kind of comically big, so it seems like it's going to be kind of easy to open. And as you attempt to sit down and open this up, it takes you just a couple seconds to go through and be like, the tumblers on this thing are huge, and you just quickly snap it into place. And this big padlock makes a loud click as it unlocks, and the chains fall away from the chest, seeming to leave it unlocked now.
Right.
There are gonna be a jar of flies in there, aren't there?
Don't encourage him.
It's going to be another cloak specifically designed for Steve.
Do not encourage him.
Man, that would be great right now. No, but as you go through and open it, you see more of the same, kind of what you saw down in the chest on the lower level, except this one's a little bit different. You see silver and electrum jewelry. You see hand mirrors, shell combs, hairpins, and brooches with some semi-precious stones in it. Figured this all would maybe total up to be like 1,300 gold, something like that. You see most of the silver is actually black from tarnish. As you're looking over these items, especially like the hand mirrors and combs and things like that, you would see that like these items will be found in any woman's dressing table, from a lesser noble or lord all the way down to peasants. But for whatever reason, these creatures valued it.
Shiny.
Not even shiny, really. The silver is all kind of tarnished and nasty, lessening the value of it.
You guys, I'm kind of looking at it. Are you planning on doing anything with that, or can we continue on?
Yeah. Moving on.
Before we move on, can I look through this window?
Sure. Give me a perception check. So looking out the north side of this castle, the opposite side of where you entered, you look out and see that the swamp seems to just stretch out. The swamp of the Mere of Dead Men stretches out as far as you can see. You see no real inhabitable landfalls or anything of that nature out in that direction. It seems to be the kind of defensive side of this castle.
All right. No groups of bullywugs or anything.
No.
All right. Nothing to see here. Let's go, Tara.
And what was up with this
Really?
door?
It's a door that's
Just a-
shut.
A shut door.
It is a shut door.
I'm gonna look over at Max and say, "Is the door broken?"
No, with that, I'm gonna lean, turn the handle, I imagine, and open the door.
Okay. So as you open this door, you peer into this next room, and you see kind of a platform stretching in front of you along the edge of this castle wall. So like the southern half of this room is empty space, and as you look down at this empty space, you see down below you a bunch of very somewhat large creatures that resemble toads very closely. As you look a little bit closer, it's kind of dark and damp in the room. However, you see what appears to be almost like you would expect out of horse stables, except much more enlarged. And inside these stables are these large frog-like creatures.
I imagine as I, kind of come out and see this view, like, there's no other doors. There's windows, I guess, or there's like arrow slits.
You see windows / arrow splits. It's kind of how all the windows are set up in this place, as a defensive kind of castle fortress. Yeah, you see those leading off of, obviously, from the second floor down to the swamp down below. But you don't really see much more than that. You see a ladder leading down into the stable area down below you. However, it leads right next to some of these creatures.
I'll kind of step back into the room and pull the door shut, and relay all the information that I just got to the rest of the group. And just I don't think heading down into the stables with those giant toad cavalry will be a good idea without even motioning to Stone Skull, without even a sharper stick than the one you've got.
They might make good mounts, though.
I can't say I'm familiar with riding amphibians.
I would guess the point of this room is for fast deployment to the outside of the castle.
Mm-hmm.
Our business is inside. We should just continue on.
So yeah, I guess we're gonna head back downstairs and back the way we came.
Yeah.
Or Tara can just start opening holes in walls.
You don't want to start messing with the structural integrity of the building. Start taking chunks of stone out.
You say I don't want to.
No, okay, I'm correct. I don't want you to, because I don't want to be crushed to death inside of a building. Yeah, literally, you're asking for rocks to fall.
And back down we go.
All right. So as y'all move down, we're gonna take a quick 2-second break so I can go pee real quick. 'Cause I'm about to urinate on myself.
Okay.
Oh,
All right, that's what
shame.
we're gonna do. We're gonna take.
I demand you get a catheter. And a
I will
bucket.
be right back.
And
like I said, if you're
you need
enjoying
both.
the stream, or I hope you're enjoying the stream, and if you are and you're not
Oh, I
already
don't
doing
want
so,
that
give
to
us a
stop
follow.
unzip his
Make
pants.
sure to join us when we play all of our D&D games. Usually 3 to 4 times a week. Depends on what games are running for the week. But yeah, and hopefully more in the future. We're in talks of doing some others as well. But yeah, give us a follow, and while we're taking our break, I will be right back, and we'll get right back to all the action here.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that.
You should be sorry, but we'll forgive you this time.
I had to run all the way upstairs to go to the freaking bathrooms. My nephew accidentally clogged the one in my room, which is unfortunate.
Accidentally? No. There's nothing accidentally about flushing that toy down that toilet. It was
Yeah, he
scientific.
did it with wet wipes.
Scientific.
Even then, still scientific. How many wet wipes will go all at once?
There's a lot of things I would use to describe him, but scientific, not one of them.
I was gonna say he didn't even use a solid control. He just pushed a whole bunch in there. Maybe it would work his way up. Now you know.
Some bitch
Instead,
all the
yeah.
damn time with no issues.
I didn't say he was a
This
good
time-
scientist.
Come on. Now we know all we got now is a number that doesn't work. This number for sure is too many.
Oh, yeah. One is too many. Wet wipes should never go down a sewer line.
Yeah, I've got to get out the snake and fix it, but I just didn't have time to do it today. All right, so you make your way. Shit, I gotta change my 1 second. There we go. Hopefully it's right where I left it. So you make your way back down into the room. All the bodies of the slain bullywugs obviously being gone with Tara's help at quick burials. And you see the door that was shut behind you as you entered this room, and one window leading out to the east, or to the north, rather. That's it.
As we kind of make our way back down the stairs, I'm going to mention to everybody there's a small contingent of lizard folk and bullywugs outside in the muck. Do we try and get past them as well? Or do we take the offensive?
I say we deal with what's inside first, and then we take care of the outside.
No, I mean the hallway, like right outside this door.
Oh,
There's
then yeah, Blenda 3000 is ready to go.
Can I make a suggestion? We have this pile of spears that we put together. Let's try to get it into their hands before we start something.
well, we can
That
can
is true. How
accomplish
many
both of those
spears
at
did
once.
we collect?
I think it was like
11.
it was an absurd amount. It was like 13.
Yeah, I think there was 12 or 13 guys in this room.
Tara, you have the ability to allow us to traverse through this mud without much problem, correct?
No, it would be time consuming.
Okay. So yeah, then we should stick with ranged, so we don't have to travel to the muck. Yeah, look to Stone Skull. I don't think a little bit of mud's going to bother you much, is it, big man?
Never a day in my life.
Can you take the spears then, when we step out of this room? Go give them to the lizard folk and make your way through to whichever one is closest, and we'll start working our way through the crowd the other direction and meet you in the middle.
Is that what we're doing? I mean, I just want to make sure that we understand that we're just about to open up on these guys in the opening of the castle.
No, it's not the opening of the castle. Look, the opening of the castle is all the way down the hallway. There's just a few guys that are going to be right here.
Okay.
When we left,
Do,
and it's all
do
enclosed.
remember,
But
they're just outside of the cultist quarters, though.
mhm.
So we have to be fast.
And
But
also,
you're
they'll be alerted by, the lizard folk being given spears. We want to try to do it quickly and subtly.
but I'm also not going to be there because I'm now delivering spears. So
No. Okay, I guess we forgot how the room was set up. There's lizard folk on the right side of the room,
yes,
and there's bullywugs on the left side of the room.
yes.
You can just.
I mean,
throw
I can come into the room and
No, the spears we were
like roll
intending
them.
for the lizard, not throwing at them.
No. I mean, I could like run in and like roll the entire stack of them towards them,
Say,
in
arm
hopes to get
yourself.
there. Yeah.
We also do have the presumably lizard folk manned like crappy smith just to the south of this door. We could always swing in there quickly and give them some weapons.
Yeah, we're also in a dimly lit castle, and I have a way for us to blend in with the stone walls if we just wanted to sneak past everything.
No, we just don't know where we're going. Don't know how long it's going to take.
And if it takes up more than an hour, then
You can hide all of us.
I have the ability to use Pass Without a Trace, so yeah.
But that pass without a trace just allows you to move through terrain, like non-difficult terrain. That's what I was talking about. That's the ability I was mentioning. We can
No,
move through.
that's not what Pass Without a Trace does.
Okay, what does pass without a trace do?
Plus 10 bonus to dexterity and stealth checks, and I can't be tracked except by magical means. And it applies to the entire group as long as you're within 30 feet of me.
Yeah. Well, you're thinking of freedom of movement.
Yeah. Sorry. I thought it was the same thing. Yeah. I mean, like I said, my thought. Open the door. We open up with ranged. We arm the guys who are there, ready to go. Because we've already shed blood. Like, it's only going to be a matter of time till, we can't just sit around and wait.
Yeah, we probably should drag those three down here to the dirt floor so I can hide their dead bodies.
I think it's upstairs. I mean, I think it's going to raise more alarms if someone comes into this room and sees 20 guys missing. Like,
I mean,
think
if
now it's action time.
if you want me to bring them down, I could just throw them all on my shoulder and bring them all three down at the same time.
Yeah, let's do that before we go anywhere. Just because I'll feel better. Yeah, an empty room is suspicious, but an empty room that leads to 3 dead bodies is even more suspicious.
Mm-hmm. All right, so then I'm going to just head back up. Gonna make sure that door's closed upstairs and pick up the 3 bodies, just kind of hoist them up on my shoulder and bring them downstairs for Tara to bury.
And I will bury them.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to go up the stairs, picking up the bodies. Somewhat smaller creatures, easily for you to throw all 3 up on either shoulder. Double stacking on one side, bringing them down, setting them kind of on the ground. Tara has to maneuver around, kind of remembering where she buried the rest of them.
When they're going upstairs, did anybody grab that horn? The busted horn?
You broke it.
Did he break it, or did he just knock it out of his hand?
No, you broke it.
I'd like to pick up the broken pieces of it.
Okay. So yeah, as Tara's melting the bodies into the earth to bury them with the rest of the bullywugs in this room, Maximilian retrieves the horn from upstairs. You see that it seems to be made from some kind of creature's bone. Seems kind of lightweight, almost reptilian with it. You'd think it might be a crocodile or something like that's bone. But you do see that it's clearly broken, almost split in half, and not functioning anymore.
Yeah, I kind of hold it up to the group and say, "Would you seem to make sense? You think he was trying to call for help with this?"
With what?
I kind of put the horn into your hand so you could feel his. He was raising a horn to his lips to blow it. What would you say to you all staying in this room? I'll go outside, show them the horn, in a sense of urgency to try and get them to come inside, like there's an emergency in the room. And when they step in, we spring the trap.
Yeah, we could just all stay in here and blow the horn ourselves. Make this entire room a trap.
It's broken. And, kind of guide your hand along where, it's shattered.
I figure one of us could fix this. As I'm saying that, Havoc, I kind of just want to use mending to start putting it back together.
Okay, as Tara's saying that, kind of with a smirk on her face, she runs her hand over the smooth side of the one side of the horn that isn't completely chipped through, and as she slides her hand over the other side, she takes a few moments and melds the ivory-colored bone back together.
I'm just going to hold it out to him. I don't know which way you're supposed to hold this. You take it.
In my head, I was going to show, the broken horn as like a sign, like, oh shit. I'm sure as hell not blowing this
chuckle and
thing.
go, we could just break it again, and I'm going to throw it on the ground and stomp on it.
You stomp on it, pick it up as well. Excellent job. You're very proficient in breaking things.
All right, so are we going trap?
Yeah, what do you guys think?
We can all you?
Get another set of input. Would you rather go all out attack or try and bait him as a trap?
I'm going to sigh and say, against my wishes, I think we should go with the trap.
What do you mean against your wishes?
This is not the way that I do things.
How would you prefer to handle the situation, my dear?
I light my sword on fire.
You realize
Set 'em on
that
fire.
might get them killed or get us killed just as quickly as it gets them killed.
And that's why I said it was the worst option. I put it out.
Right? The sponsor. Well, at least you're aware. You gather the you gathering up the spears. As I watch you kind of, just say, well, let's try and bring them back inside. Keep the conflict out from the main halls.
Havoc does, or no, actually, I'll just ask, because I don't know. Which way does the door swing?
It swings into the room that you're in.
Okay. I'm actually just going to come to this little patch that I'm standing on, and we're going to use mold earth to just turn this section into rough terrain, and leave that 5-foot square where Ignalia is for Max to get through.
Okay.
I'll just gather, get a position around the door, so you're out of sight until they're in the room. That I'm a little wounded from fighting anyway, so I'm gonna kind of push some blood across my face, or dishevel myself a little bit. And as the door opens, I am going to have both pieces of the broken horn in my hand, and I'm going to stumble forward / dive, face and chest first out of the doorway, falling onto the ground, I'm trying to scramble and run away. But I want to do so in to allow the other bullywugs to see me and turn up and just point and yell at them you, and hold up the horn so they could see it.
Okay.
Let's see if that's enough to get a reaction out of them.
So you're gonna open the door, dive through, and try to raise an alarm with the bullywugs.
Yeah.
All
Back
right.
towards the room we came in.
Okay. So as Maximilian opens the door, he kind of checks around the area, verifying with everybody that everybody's ready. You all nod in assent. And with that, he flings the door open. And as he does so, he rolls me a perception check or a performance check.
Okay.
Okay. He runs out of the room, diving across, flying a good 10 feet away from the door, landing on his stomach very roughly, kind of sliding across the floor for a second, and hastily looks behind him. All 4 of these bullywugs and even the 5 lizard folk immediately all turn down and look at him. One of the bullywugs takes a step forward and looks down. And as he does so, you kind of point to him and raise the horn and say, "Get in there," and turn around and point back into the room. And as you do so, all 4 of them begin running with their spears raised towards the doorway.
As the last one goes in, I want to take a swipe at him.
So as they all pile into the room, they begin immediately looking around. And as this one gets about right here,
In the door frame, you know what I mean? So it's attacking and putting him into the room at the same time.
Oh.
I just want to make sure the lizard folk can see it. Does that make sense?
you can attack him where you are, unless you want to move first while they're running into the doorway.
Okay, I'll let him go. Let him go.
Yeah, I mean, basically, in the doorway is going to be over here, so it'll be out of your range.
Okay.
Unless you, while they were running down.
Hey,
So.
it's cool.
Okay, so the last one makes it into the room, and as they all do so, they have their spears ready, obviously ready for fight, and they all turn around to look at you, trying to figure out what's going on. And
I'm cutting at them as soon as they come through the doorway.
yeah, they all notice that there's nobody in here. There's no other bullywugs, and you are all ready to attack them. So at that point, we're going to all roll for initiative.
Yay.
And you all inside are going to get an attack.
Oh.
Surprise round. Oh, hey, there's that nat 20 too.
Hey! Oh man, she felt him coming. Come on, get in the door. Something bad's about to happen to you.
Scott, left or right?
Right.
Actually,
Alrighty, so as these 4 bullywugs come charging into the room, ready for whatever danger may be present, they all see you and ignore you, seeing the cultist memorabilia on few of you, and they're looking for another danger, leaving themselves completely open for Steve. Okay.
I'm about to improv the hell out of this, and it's gonna be fucking hilarious.
Well, unfortunately, as you reach out, this one just completely not looking at you somehow is able to sidestep around your rapier as you try to stab it in the back, and your attack misses.
Mm.
Let's do this. Spear.
Disengage.
And he hides his shame by disengaging and running away.
Proceed.
Remember what we talked about when they're clustered up?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
And Tara.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna fire an earth bolt at this one right here. I don't think a 14 hits.
Yeah, as you fire the earth bolt off at the same one, it sees the rapier passing by and immediately becomes aware of the situation, is able to quickly bring a shield up and block that attack. Stone Skull.
I'm gonna test my limits and see what you'll let me get away with here. Having the pile of spears in my hand, I would like to lift the pile of spears and hurl all of them directly ahead of me, trying to catch as many as possible directly in front of me. And probably stand like here to throw it. So I would possibly try to hit all of these guys.
Okay. You will have a chance to try to impale at least these three in front of you.
Okay.
Please let this work.
So with spear attacks?
No.
Okay. What do you want me to do?
I'll tell you in a second once I bring the
Okay.
improvised weapon thing up real quick. I've had to use this before.
I mean, this is only the second time that I've made an improvised spear. First time was with a kobold.
This is a lot of them, though.
This is a lot of spears.
All right. So as you throw these out, give me 4 d20s with your dex mod attached to it.
Dex mod?
Yeah, for the
Okay.
throne.
Man, look
Okay.
at those rolls.
Well, unfortunately, as you throw these out, it was a good idea, and you see all three of these bullywugs turn towards you, and looking very shocked as this hail of spears comes flying down towards them. But almost comically, all of these spears fall right around them, impaling the ground around all three of these, and then sinking in the muddy floor down to lay prone on the ground. None of them got into them, unfortunately.
Guys, this like almost never happens.
Doesn't
I'm
have
sure that's what
any-
they always say.
How many times have you thrown a handful of spears all at once?
Right?
All right, Max.
So I want to do this like in a purposeful way. Like I want to use my breath weapon in the doorway. Is that really a 10-foot wide doorway?
Yeah, it's a bigger doorway.
Okay, well never mind then. I will step in right behind this guy. Yeah, you when I'm using a cone, you wouldn't allow me to run it like in a 50-foot line to hit all three of these and then angle it down so I miss everybody else.
No, it's cone no matter what.
It should miss. Your
Yeah,
cone.
you should be fine. It goes 1, 2, 3. So
Yeah, it goes 135, right?
Or yeah, 1, 3, 5.
135.
So, yeah, just around.
So
Okay.
it'll hit the one directly in front of me.
No, hit these three and not the one in the back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not 20 feet, or I think it's only 15-foot cone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
15.
Strong.
Well, we got a
Why is it
13,
still doing
5, and a
strength?
6.
Ooh.
Oof.
So they are all going to fail. All three of these dudes. And as Maximilian runs up, seeing them all grouped together, and with an almost cheerful grin on his face, his lips begin to bulge, his cheeks rather begin to bulge. as his mouth is full with fire, and he releases in a torrent, trying to be as careful as he can not to hit Ignalia or Stone Skull. Not that Ignalia would really care. But as he does so, this torrent of flame flies out away from his mouth, engulfing the 3 creatures in front of him and just stopping short of the 4th one that made it furthest into the room. And as the flame dies down, you see all 3 of these creatures just writhing on the ground. A sizzling kind of sound coming off of them, but no screams since they died so completely.
Kill the
Can I
last
close
one.
the door behind me? It's like step in.
Yeah, you can finish your bonus act or your movement and use a bonus action to shut the door.
That is what I'd like to do.
This is like a 90s movie.
So as the flame disappears, you see Maximilian walking calmly up and shutting the door behind him, looking over the last one, and Ignalia.
Can I, with flourish, throw the broken horn at him?
Oh, you already used your bonus action.
You already did that.
All right. Well, that's what I was asking, just for flavor. Doesn't do anything.
I am going to somewhat gleefully run through the very end of that fire onto the other side and take a swipe at him with my flaming sword.
Okay.
Nope.
So as this flames dissipate in front of it, and this creature sees all 3 of its friends dead, it kind of looks around the room, sees you all charging for it, and it begins to move away, dropping its shield and its spear. But Ignalia, not caring, wanting to 100% take this character or take this bullywug out, brings her sword down and connects with a 13 since it dropped its shield.
Oh, holy shit. 10 slashing to fire.
Yeah, so as the this blade that was on fire comes crashing down, it catches into this creature, cutting through it very deeply, and it kind of groans in pain as the blade begins to be pulled out and fire lashes across the wound, and the creature lets out a sharp yell before falling to the ground, unmoving.
That poor feller had a 3 initiative. He was not going to survive that round.
No, none of them were. He wasn't even going to get to go either because that was the surprise round.
Oh, yeah.
Havoc's like, I'm just going to move this along. Scott, you hit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, no, I already planned on him to drop his shield. You just happened to roll a 13, surprisingly, so you actually hit him.
So
Can't wait for these good combat rolls to come back.
as that happens, I want to, well, as they start we start cleaning things up. I want to go back out into the hallway, and hail and like get the lizard folk attention.
Yeah, and as that happens, I'm going to start dragging bodies to the corners. I'm going to bury them in.
So yeah, don't bury all of them yet. Leave a couple.
And I'm going to regather the spears.
Oh, I caught your intention. Yeah, no.
Okay.
That's why I'm just dragging them to where they need to be.
Gotcha. Cool.
So as you peek open this door, you start looking around to make sure there's no other bullywugs in the area. And as you open the door, you actually see all 4 of the lizard folk, including Snapjaw, are at the doorway, waiting to see what happens. And as you do so, you see Snapjaw. He kind of steps forward to look into the room and sees at least one of these being these bullywugs being half buried into the ground by Terra, and sees the other 3, 2 of which just or all 3 of them. Yeah, we'll say you're burying the one in the back. So just seeing these charred remains of the other 3. And with that, you see Snapjaw turn around to the other 3 and begin speaking in Draconic. He says, "See? These are the heroes I told you about. They will rid us of these filthy bullywugs and help us gain our place once again where we belong."
I'm going to step forward with a bundle of spears to hand over to him.
Well, you got to pick
Just
them back out of the mud first.
Yeah,
I did.
I threw all of them.
I said I did.
Oh, wait, I didn't hear you.
It failed so bad.
Yeah, that's terrible. You rolled a 1.
Come on. I just wanted to like impale them with like a flurry of spears, but no, we gotta, because it would have been fucking epic, but no, we gotta make it fucking terrible instead.
Should have did 8 rolls and said I have advantage because I have 19 spears hurling through the air.
You know what that means? That just means the next time you see an opportunity for something epic, you have to try it.
Yeah, I mean, roll a cool. That was a cool idea. Poor execution, unfortunately, but it was cool to that point. So yeah. So as Ignalia steps forward, she grabs this bundle of spears, collecting them out of the dirt and kind of looking at Stone Skull side-eyed. But she's able to collect them all and bring them out. And as you walk out, you see Snapjaw kind of finishing up this inspiring speech. You see the other lizard folk beginning to nod their heads in ascension, seeing that there actually could be a way to free themselves. And you see one of them down here at the south and says, should we tell our brethren down in the forge in the waiting area? And he kind of points down towards the door to his south. And you see Snapjaw nodding as he turns to you, Ignalia, taking the spears and handing them out to his brethren, all of them now being armed with not only their clubs at their belts, but also a spear in their hands.
And shields.
And other weapons that we gave them from before.
Yeah, starting to look pretty fierce there.
Mhm.
I forgot his name. What jaw?
Snapjaw.
There we go.
There's mention of Snapjaw. It said, and speaking to the rest of the group, do you have a way to get us to Splattergoo?
As you say that, Snapjaw turns around and kind of looks back into the room. He says he was not in his quarters upstairs?
No. Just a few more of these bullywugs.
With that, he kind of scratches his chin and lets out a little hissing sound. With that, he turns around and begins speaking to the other lizard folk in common. You hear him asking if they know where they are, and they answer back. If he's not in the upper resting room, he's typically down in the caves below the fortress. And the only place he knows to get down there is to the path to the northwest through the cultist Great Hall, their barracks and Great Hall. They used to sort all these items that they've... Hello, Discord. Okay. Discord just went fucking haywire with that notification. He says through the Great Hall that the cultists use is another doorway that leads to a set of stairs that leads down into the cave.
Say, we're going to head there then. Arm yourselves. Get as many of your brothers as you can to prepare, but try not to raise too much alarm. I don't know. Actually, you want to kind of scratch that line of thought. As I turned and said, no, get all of your brothers, arm them all. It's time to overthrow, your slavers. Take your rightful place. Take your freedom. We'll finish off the cultists on the way, and we'll take care of Splattergoo. You've seen that we're capable. Take that, kind of fire in your heart.
As he says that, I'm going to look directly at Snapjaw and say, what my friend is trying to say is it's time to raise some hell.
And with that, you see this very serpentine grin appear on Snapjaw's face, and he raises the spear in the air and turns back towards the other lizard folk. He says, rouse the others. Get them out of the forge and out of the waiting room. Today, we take back our place. And with that, he begins heading off to watch the other corridor as the other three begin heading down to the south. And as he opens the door, you all see a not brightly lit forge, but a simmering forge on the other side of this door with another 6 lizard folk inside of it. And he runs in there and begins talking to them. God damn your notes, my buddy. After a few moments, you see he grabbed the rest of the spears away from Ignalia. You see him handing them out, and you see him going through another door through that room, and you hear a cacophonous amount of what sounds like lizard folk talking in Draconic. A lot of them talking from that other side of the door. You're not sure the number, but there's quite a few that may be getting armed right now and maybe releasing some hell. And as you contemplate your next move, we're going to take a quick 5-minute break.
Okay.
It's going to be interesting.
Not
Got that
sure
full
how
on
I feel about
reptilian battle.
The DM.
I'm good for
Interesting.
Battletoads.
So what we're doing here, guys, just so we're on the same page, is we're gonna point them directly at the cultists, and as they charge in, we're gonna just start picking the cultists off one by one. Battle formations. Let them charge in, get the attention of the cultists, and just start pouring through the room and just picking them off as we move through.
Yeah, but I can't. I don't think we can really abide by using them as shields.
Yeah, Ignali is not doing that.
Look, their fight's not even with the cultists. For real. Their fight's with the bullywugs. Like, via the cultists. I mean, as much as, trust me, because I'm on board. I would love that. I would love to take all these NPCs and run.
The only reason...
Great.
The only reason that I mention that is because that's what Stone Skull would do. Because that's how his tribe was. And as a battle tactic, they would force lesser creatures in to push the pile and get the attention, and then immediately come through and just wipe out everything in front of them. So for him, it makes sense, and that's why I gave that suggestion.
Right.
But
I would,
I mean, we don't want them to have casualties, but for him, it's casualties for the right cause, because we're gonna wipe the hell out of the cultists.
Yeah, I do kind of listen to that. Max's response would be, something along the lines of, it's not their fight. We can't ask them to sacrifice, or put themselves in harm's way for our benefit, even if it does benefit them as well. Especially everything we've seen from the cultists thus far. I don't think those lizard folk would last very long in combat against them.
Alright, gonna step away for a second, guys, so give me just a minute. I'll be right back, and then we will continue through our dive through what's this, Castle Neratar. So I'll be right back.
My thought is we don the same kind of disguise we were going to come in with originally. And all we need is it to last long enough for us to get near the cultists. Then, we can drop the gig and jump on. It was my thought anyway. Cultists, as soon as they see Steve and I, are most likely going to be aggressive anyway. Didn't think about that. Yeah, they're gonna go in there unarmed? Lizard folk?
I don't know, Stone Skull. That sounds way too intelligent to be coming from you. I think it's a trap.
Look, I'm back. I have food, and I have been dying to make a pitfall.
But that's the thing. Stone Skull's wise, but he's not intelligent. So he's wise and he could think of something like this, but how to pull it off, he wouldn't know how to do that.
It's too many moving pieces. I think any plan where we start relying on the lizard folk to do anything complex, is faith placed in the wrong hands, unfortunately. Like, we know their motivation and what they want. You know what I mean? Just let them. As long as all those other bullywugs aren't in our way, and we can just focus on the cultists and their leader. I mean, like I said, if you wanted to bring some along, but I don't think we can ask all of them to just drop what they're doing right now.
Well, no, we obviously couldn't send the entire pack in there, but what we could do is send a couple in to gather their attention. And like I said, even if it was to lead them out.
If you're gonna use, if it's like Stone Skulls, like that's how we're gonna do it. I don't. Max couldn't abide about putting, innocent, weaker creatures in front of him as an effort to use that to buffer him from his enemy. If they volunteered, it would be one thing, but we can't ask.
Okay, so what are the options so far?
The only other option of it is basically guns blazing.
All right, so guns blazing, or send the lizard folk in there to draw them out.
Yeah.
Do we think that our objective is in there?
No, our objective is through there. Beneath that room. The stairs down into the dungeon where Splatter is most likely at.
And do we know an approximate number of
I
enemies?
have no idea of anything behind that door.
Yeah, I wouldn't guess the lizard folk were too terribly smart and counted.
But I mean, if this is their day-to-day life, they would know how many cultists would generally be in those barracks.
We can ask. We know. I know it hasn't been brought up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was, but it was all the way last session before we entered the castle.
Yep.
And the answer we got was, I don't know.
Mm. Yeah.
All right, it's a giant forge, right?
To the south, yeah.
We could have Ignalia play around with the forge, make it act like it's malfunctioning.
I mean, I made mention, and of course it's more out of character than in character, that we could always try to lure them out and say there was something going on at the forge. But again, there was a bit of resistance to that idea. Just because we would be involving lizard folk to pull them out of the cultist room to figure out what's going on.
Oh, I mean, we don't have to use the lizard folk. We have cultist badges. They may not recognize us, but I'm going to guess they don't recognize every cultist that comes through this chat.
The only ones they would see and freak out is the two Dragonborn.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless, I'm gonna go inside the frickin' forge and actually look at it.
Maybe if Ignalia was willing to go inside the cultist barracks, I could follow behind as like a guardian or whatever in some fashion like that, because it would kind of make sense.
Now that she would be completely okay with.
And then we could go inside, figure out what the hell we're up against, and then come back, regroup, and then push in.
Yeah, and I'm gonna clash with Max's views on these weaker creatures. It's their own responsibility to get themselves out of this.
Yeah, and like I said, Stone Skull's view on this is the lesser creatures are wanting a rebellion. They should be willing to sacrifice their own lives to do so. I'm going to willingly put them in the front to create a distraction to try to take them down.
Are we back from break?
I'm back in
Yeah,
whenever you
plus
are. I was just
Max's
gonna ask
alignment is chaotic neutral now. So I don't think you'd have a problem with it.
Chaotic good.
Well, whatever.
Yeah, they just moved. They were lawful to chaotic. Didn't change too much, but just a little bit.
Anyway, yeah, Havoc, I'm stepping inside the forge to just take a look around.
Okay. Let's see. Let me scroll to the other page. There we go. So you look around, you see the door opening down here, which I didn't open before, but I will open now. And you're hearing all these voices, and as you kind of move into the room, you look in there, you see no less than 20, maybe
Holy
30
shit.
lizard folk in this room that seem to be a kind of holding, training, waiting room for them. You see a few of them kind of sparring around with their clubs and drilling what appears to be some like very rudimental and basic military stuff. It seems like these guys are almost like an elite guard or something like that that are stationed over in this room. As you look in the forge area proper, you see a large forge dominates the center of this chamber, which is pleasantly warm thanks to a bed of coals, glowing dully in the forge. You see the lizard folk were working around the forge, but you can definitely tell that they weren't accomplishing much. You see other accoutrements of the blacksmith's trade are scattered throughout the room, and you see many very poorly made metal items are heaped up in the northwest corner, which would be up here, not actual northwest.
This looks like a staircase to the northwest.
Yes, it is a staircase leading up.
Can I just, speak in Draconic over to the one nearest me and say, where does that lead?
So you just asked that in Draconic, the lizard folk that seem to be kind of readying, and you see him actually brandishing what appears to be he's trying to put a spear tip onto the end of a wooden spear shaft. However, much instead of it being pointed like the spearhead would normally be, looks almost like a shovel has been crafted for the end of this thing. Kind of looks at you and says, holding up the spear as well as this kind of shovel-ended spear tip, and he says, "More things like this are great metalworks." And he kind of holds it up proudly for you to look at.
Great metalworks. Oh.
I feel like I have to do a deception no matter what I respond to this.
No, you can
I was
be a
gonna
nice
say.
guy and say something nice about it if you want to.
I will just say,
It's quite the creation.
I'm not a crafter myself, but I do believe that appears to be a bit blunt for a spear.
And as you say that, this lizard folk kind of looks up at it and lowers his head a little bit. He says, "Yes, we are not very good at this, but we're learning. Less than a week ago, we couldn't even get the metal to hold shape." And he kind of points over to the northwest corner back up here. And you
Oh,
turn
no.
around, you actually take a closer look, and you see more things that were maybe attempted spearheads or maybe blades of some kind. And you see potted holes and melted metal along the edges of it, clearly indicating what he's talking about. The blades
Oh,
aren't
this
holding
is rough.
themselves together.
I'll pat him on the shoulder and just say, if it's blunt, that means you swing it instead of stab it.
With that, you see him kind of smile and look up at you. He's like, "I like you. You have a fun way of thinking."
Guys, I'm becoming one with the lizard community.
One of us.
Okay, you don't understand. Come into this room and just see what I'm in the middle of.
Oh yeah, I'll
And
just come in
behold-
there and see.
Behold the Lizard King.
As Ignalia is kind of shouting that, it's like, you guys, and you just hear footsteps, and you see almost a horde
Oh.
of these lizard folk begin marching out. And at the head of it, shit, where did Snapjaw go? He's over here. Okay.
Oh no!
As
Holy
Ford
shit.
is leading out of the room, you actually are almost dragged by it and shuffled back out of the room as this horde of lizard folk. God, I don't even know how many are here. There's so many. Are followed up, and you see Snapjaw kind of standing at their head. And as you all kind of line up, looking down at them, you see Snapjaw kind of motioning. Ooh, don't stretch it. No, fucking delete. There we go. Snapjaw turns to you all and kind of says with a fierce look on his face, "Where should we start?"
So I'll turn to Stone Skull and, well, pretty much everyone, and just say, I'm not letting any of them go ahead of me. I'm stepping, into danger first. Whatever else you want to do beyond that is okay.
I look over at Max, who was very defiant in my original plan of organizing the troops to just push straight in, and say, perhaps they can follow us into the chambers then.
Kind of looking at him and said, where, looking to Snapjaw, where would you, we have an objective to get Splatter going. I kind of point with the antagonist over towards the door. It goes through that doorway. However, there are forces, and I point down the hallway, that also need to be paid attention to. What are your thoughts? Where would you be the most effective?
Who are you asking?
Snapjaw.
Snapjaw.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if y'all were still talking amongst yourselves.
Mm-mm.
With that, Snapjaw kind of looks around, obviously ready to go out and start fighting, but now looking like he's really thinking about it. He kind of shrinks away for a second and thinks for a moment. He says, the guards at the gate would need to go first, otherwise they could call for reinforcements from outside. And I don't know where else they may be. I know there's some... He kind of motions up to your west, so up in this direction. And he says there are some guard drakes that patrol that area there that are under the Bullywug and cultist control. But we have some friends that we could use to take them out.
With that, kind of look to the rest of the group and say, do we want to have them protect the outside against the larger force?
I mean, I definitely don't want a larger force coming up in here.
Yes, we do. At least
Are we able to go and take care of the guard drake separately before we enter?
He said he's got people on the inside. Just kind of motioned to Snapjaw and said, make it so. Whatever they have to do to keep those drakes out of our way.
And with that, he kind of nods. Says, very well, we will have some fun with them, if nothing else.
As he's kind of getting his troops together, I want to kind of relay the idea that don't be like your slavers. Be better than them. This isn't about fun. This is about your freedom and your future.
As you say that, you see Snapjaw's face kind of become somber with the thought of it, and he nods his head. Says, very well, we will take out the guard drakes, and he kind of looks at you questioningly and assault the gates, the guard troops at the front.
We're
We
just
just lost.
Rip. The guy I was talking to. There he
Yeah,
is.
there he is.
Oh, hello.
Sorry, just kicked me out.
Fine.
Yeah, so do you guys want to bring some of them along? Do you want to try and bring some of them along, or you want to let them go and do their own thing?
I would say we direct them to split their forces, send half of them after the guard drakes, half of them to the gate. And then we go into
So
that
he's
room alone.
implying that he doesn't need that. He's got something in mind already. Like they're not going to attack the drakes. I don't. Right, Snapjaw? Like they're not just going to attack them outright.
No, and as you say that, he kind of walks up a little bit above you, still kind of looking around the area to make sure no other bullywugs or cultists are in the area. And he points over to a double set of doors that are kind of large, oaken made. As you're kind of looking at it, you notice that compared to where you had gone up before from the bullywug barracks and gone through that door on the top floor to where you saw a set of stables, this seems to be the lower level of it.
So which pair of doors is he pointing at?
Those up there.
So what's beyond those?
He kind of looks at you and says, "Our mounts. We ride giant lizards when we need to go on long trips. Those that are there, though, are the ones that are more temperamental than the ones we keep outside. They like to bite and snap and be violent with anybody they don't know."
How big do they come?
As you say that, Snapjaw kind of looks at you and then raises his arms out as far as he can reach them. Very big.
Can they hold that? And I just point at Stone Skull.
As he looks over at Stone Skull, he's like, "One of the big ones might be able to. He's very large."
I'm looking at Stone Skull for approval or not. Hey, do you want to ride a giant lizard?
Bring me the beast. I'll handle the rest.
I look back to Snapjaw. Yeah, let's try this. I want to find. Let's get the biggest one you've got.
Okay. So as you all do this, you all begin kind of milling around as you see this. I kind of move you out of the way so I can start moving this shit. You
Deploy
see
the troops.
this
Deploy the
large
troops.
group begin forming up in the area, and you kind of start to finally appreciate how many of them have been in this area.
Oh yeah.
And wait, we're not done. Gotta get the ones from the other area. Oh shit! No, not as a drawing. You're not a drawing.
So right now we have 35 and Snapjaw. How many more you got coming?
Just 4 more.
All right, we got 40.
As these 4 step forward, get your ass down there. There we go. They follow Snapjaw as he wanders up to this these double doors here, and they follow up. They seem to be the handlers based on how Snapjaw was addressing them. And he moves up, and the doors are wide open rather, and you hear almost like quieting sounds coming from some of these lizard folk as they calm down these beasts. You see a couple of them are let out by the rain, by these like makeshift broken reins.
What the fuck is that?
I want that one.
And you see the lead one is actually reaching down to almost bites Snapjaw as it's being led around by this one lizard folk. And lizard folk kind of jumps away and points his spear at it. And it kind of just shuffles along, not even really caring he exists. Oh shit, don't select all of them. This is so much work. God.
Oh my god. What are these?
Oh.
So as he leads it over right next to Stone Skull and kind of proudly looks back at Stone Skull and says, "This one might work." And as he says that, in Draconic, Stone Skull, you have no idea what he just said. But as he utters these words, this thing lunges at you, trying to bite you.
Can I try to roll animal handling to get it to calm the hell down?
After it tries to attack you, sure.
Okay.
You got the angry one.
Tara's right. You should really bite it back.
So it tries to bite you, and it hits with a 23.
Okay.
So it reaches out and latches onto your arm for 7 piercing damage.
Okay.
How would you like to retort?
You definitely should pee on it.
I forgot how much health I had. It's fine. I think I figured it out. So yeah, I'm going to immediately try to calm this thing down with animal handling. Kind of show it that its attack meant nothing to me, and kind of brush it off.
All right, and as you're doing that, this lizard folk is also trying to do the same. So roll your animal handling with advantage.
Okay. Fucking same across the board.
Does not matter.
Did not matter.
Okay,
How willful is the beast? Let's find out.
so the beast rolled a nat 20 on it,
Of course it
Which
did.
Oh shit.
which is a 16. Because of it as a -4 intelligence. So as you attempt to reach up and subdue this creature, it starts shaking its head, trying to almost rip your arm off, and you take another 5 piercing damage.
Okay. Now, with a bit of intimidation in the grasp, I'm going to grab onto it and try to, quote unquote, assert dominance.
All right. So as you give up the subtle tactics, you go ahead and roll an athletics check with advantage as you try to forcefully subdue this creature.
Okay.
I literally can't beat that. So, as you do so, you kind of wrestle the creature. It's much larger than you, but you're able to bring your brawny arm up next to it and grab it by the end of its kind of nose and mouth around its maw. And you kind of arm wrestle it almost in a chokehold, wrestling it to the ground until it lays prone down beneath you. This creature kind of heaves up and down, its tail's kind of flapping. The lizard folk jumps away, trying to get away and not get hit by its tail or anything. But after a few moments, Stone Skull literally wrestles the beast into submission, and this creature will now listen to you.
And I'm going to climb on top of it, and I'm going to try to get some health back here. Because, damn. Okay. Alright. And yeah,
now
jump
have
on
a
top of this
giant-
thing.
You now have a giant lizard.
Okay. Nice.
Did you plan for this, Havoc? Did you?
No. I'll be perfectly honest, I did not expect him to want to ride a giant lizard.
As Stone Skull climbs on top of it, I'm gonna turn around to Max. Where'd Stone Skull go? Did it eat him?
Like, no, he's straddling it.
No. He's not been having a good day. It would just be the cherry on the cake to be eaten by whatever that is.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna turn back to Snapshot. What is this? Please, I have to know.
And as you ask, he says, "This is a giant lizard."
Is that the Wizards of the Coast official name?
Yes.
Yes,
It is.
Oh, I've never actually heard of this one.
It's a giant lizard. It's like a giant crocodile. It's a lizard, just bigger with more HP and better
Yeah,
abilities.
pack lizard.
How did he
All
damage
right.
you with his bite then? Lizards don't have teeth.
Some do.
The only lizards I know are geckos, and they don't have teeth. So you shut
Quiet,
up.
Texas.
Oh no, I'm sure there's other lizards out there. They just don't come to my house and hang out.
And hang out.
Yeah, this one definitely has teeth. Cut up Stone Skull's arm kind of bad, but he's able to shrug off the injuries somewhat with some potions.
Can you group those two together for me?
Yeah. You are grouped.
Excellent. Now we have a cavalry unit.
Yeah. Oh, why did it do it like that?
Hold on, let me adjust things real quick.
Yeah.
Now back to as far as what we do with the lizard folk. We can either leave them to their own devices, or do we want to have like half in the front, like with our vanguard, and the other half behind us, but like kind of sticking with us? Or do we just want to let them do their thing, like out here?
I'd say we set them free.
I'm not going to try and order them around to get 40 barely intelligent creatures to do what I want.
Whoa, now. They have the same intelligence as Stone Skull, I think.
They are
My
probably
statement still
smarter
stands.
than I am.
What's your intelligence?
A 6.
Oh, maybe then. I don't know what they have.
Hey, there we go. That's better.
All right, there you go.
Sweet, thank you. Oh, but it didn't keep them grouped together.
For some reason, it's not attaching them together, and I don't know why.
Yeah. Okay, I'll just... Yeah, I can move... If I click on my character, I can move the group. But if I click on the lizard, it doesn't move. So I'm all set.
Okay. What would y'all like to do? You still haven't been noticed somehow.
We haven't poked our heads into this chapel yet either. Is that a worry to us?
Ask Snap.
I don't think it is. Oh, no, nothing was a worry. The only thing we had to worry about was the cultists. So for whatever reason, they've decided to stay inside their room during this entire endeavor.
They don't really care what goes on outside this room. That's why they hired guards.
Kind of petting this giant lizard, I'm gonna look over at Ignalia and say, well, whenever you're ready to enter into the barracks, you let me know. I'll be ready to go too.
I will walk up, put an arm on Stone Skull, and say, I think it's about time. And as I do that, I will heal you for 10 hit points with Lay on Hands.
Nice.
Okay, so they're going after, with our mounts, what were those things?
Giant lizards.
No, they have the defense drakes or whatever.
Those were
guard
The
drakes?
Yeah.
Were those to the north?
Yeah, and as you begin moving up, you
So-
see 4 more of these creatures have been led out of the stable area, and they're all moving to the north. You see 2 of them disappearing behind a wall that you can't see through, and then you start hearing a loud ruckus of what sounds like creatures fighting.
Yes.
I think that might be our cue then.
Yeah, that sounds like a good time.
Yep.
And then the ones not on the mount should go after them.
Can you give me a creature sheet for this, so I know movement speeds and everything?
Maybe.
Should
30
be able
feet
to share it to
movement
me. Is it 30? I can probably pull it up on
That's what Roll20 says.
Beyond.
There, I shared it with you.
Okay. Yeah, I got it here. Yep, 30 and 30-foot climb. Okay. Not bite. Cool.
Just saying, he definitely doesn't
Does
walk,
this-
he hops. So you just fucking
So-
dive in there.
So, even though I have control of this, is this thing going to act on its own in combat?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, I can still guide it, but when we come in, it might try to do its own things too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Unleash the lizard.
Unleash the lizard.
Yeah, I'm actually going to take a step back away from
It
because
probably isn't going to listen to you. too
This is
much.
gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun. Unleash the lizard.
That's not a euphemism. I've heard one before. Okay, so
No.
we're moving on.
Called it.
We're moving on to the barracks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Barracks, which set of doors is this? My text is not very helpful right here.
Both
This
of them.
Both of
cultist
them.
is both of them. Yep.
Oh. Does it make a difference? Does it lead to the same area? God damn it. Things we should have asked Snapjaw.
I mean,
And as you're thinking that, you look around to see if Snapjaw is still here, and you see the contingent of lizard folk disappearing down the hallway, heading towards the front of the castle.
I'm gonna point to Max and point that I'm getting ready to go, and then on kind of hold up 3 fingers, and as they count down, I'm going to make the giant lizard push forward, kind of launch off its feet and charge through the door, and immediately go forward.
Okay.
I'm gonna quickly send a message over to Steve and just say, if you can get in there without them seeing you, take care of anyone who sounds like they might, let off an alarm in case we can't.
All right. Yeah. When Stone Skull and his newfound friend bust open the door, I'm gonna try and sneak in as best I can.
Okay. What are the rest
Well.
of you doing?
As the door
spell
bunches
ready.
open, I'm gonna follow behind it.
Yep, I'm gonna put on my helmet and get very, ambiguous and open the door and head inside.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a spell ready whenever we go in.
Okay. Alrighty, so starting with the southern group, as you open this door, fully on expecting to see a horde of cultists or something like that. As you open the door, however, you see 2 humans dressed in kind of tattered clothes. You also see you see a small dwarf. All 3 of them seem to be standing over tables, and the dwarf is standing over a pot, and he seems to be stirring a big set of a pot of stew or something like that. And as this door flies open, you see the dwarf turn around and look at you, seeing Stone Skull on top of this giant lizard. He kind of raises an eyebrow at you and yells over to you, "What in the blazes are you doing? I can't cook that all at once." And at the same time, the door to the north is kicked open, and as you all
Yeah, we got the good one.
you see
Mhm.
several people in this very large hall. You see this hall is lined on both sides. The side that you just opened, you see tables. You see all these cultists that seem to be in their regular garb. Sorting through these tables, you see bunches of money, gold pieces, silver pieces, a lot of semi-precious stones being moved around and packed into bags and small crates that are kind of laying everywhere. Seems like they're repackaging everything. You see one man, this one right here, was actually just turning around to start walking to the north. And he turns, and they all turn around to look at you all. And we're going to roll for initiative.
All
Dude,
right.
if it isn't a 20, it's a 3.
Yep, there's my my one
Okay,
again.
that's the one. God.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh.
Whoa.
This is probably the last low dex character I'm ever making.
Tasty. Wonder if the lizard's hungry.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that lizard is off. It doesn't know anything but hunger and sleep.
Well, it's got stew now.
That's a massive initiative order. Okay.
Mass combat is your friend.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This is about to get fun.
Hey, I promise when I heard that dripping water, I looked to see if that was anybody's mic. Like, you disgusting bad. At least mute your shit.
Whoa.
Come on.
The only person
Who's
in here
dribbling
I've
like
heard do
that?
that is you, so just shut up.
That
Hey,
is
I
true.
usually
The only
run
person
water. Fool.
I do that is you.
That was you.
Who do we lose? Oh, we lost Music
Uh,
Bot? Poor
yeah.
Music Bot. Go away.
Rip music bot.
There we go. I had to get a
Oh shit, he's back with a vengeance.
All right. So as this starts, you see down below to the south, Max, Ignalia, and Terra. Well, okay, not Terra, but Max and Ignalia definitely see these four figures that seem to overwatch all the other cultists in this room. And the one closest to Max sees you all coming in, notices your attire, hears the door and a lizard growling down from his south through an opening that leads to this kitchen. And with that, he lets out a call to arms to everyone. And takes a few steps forward directly in front of Max, swinging a scimitar at you twice. And he rolls a 15 and a 7. I think neither one of those hit.
Either one.
Yeah, so he brings it around twice. And Max, being fully ready for this battle that's about to commence, easily dodges to the side of both attacks. Steve, you're up.
All right.
How we not get a surprise round when we busted in with a giant lizard?
Lizard didn't really surprise anybody except the cook.
This one I'm gonna
You're gonna stab
assess
the...
to make sure it's alive. Or she's alive.
She is an alive-looking commoner, like not even wearing a weapon or anything.
Oh.
She seems to be trying to cut up carrots with a small knife.
Then all right. Then I'm not concerned with her.
So this is like a kitchen then.
Uh-huh.
Got it.
All right.
He walks
Onward.
while they're making breakfast.
Onward.
Onward.
Here. Oh, hello.
May I have a bowl of that stew?
Does he have a
I'll
weapon?
give you anything you want. Get that thing out of my kitchen.
Meanwhile, in another room.
Steve, you're gonna insight check
Yeah,
him.
meanwhile in another room, Steve and Stone Skull eat soup.
He rolled a 5 on his charisma check, so he failed.
Nice.
All right. Sweet. He is alive.
Ah.
What in the world's happening down
Ooh.
there?
Yeah, that hits.
Are you killing a cook?
No.
He luckily didn't go after the cook.
He should have went after the cook.
Oh yeah, so
This
Steve
murder cook.
initially walks into the room, looking around, seeing nobody here. That's really a threat. A freaking cook holding a ladle and two people attempting to cut up and store food. Decides to charge past him, and as he runs into this room, he sees just cultists everywhere. He sees the first one to his left and darts forward, feinting to the right as the cultist is just getting his freaking scimitar out, and then stabs him right in the chest, right where his heart is, and immediately drops him.
All right. Let's turn to face this one, and that's it.
Alrighty. Well, as these guys are all trying to figure out what the hell is going on, they all start to move up to the north, away from the doorways, kind of moving in defensive positions. So this guy moves up here, has his own scimitar out, preparing to attack anybody that gets close to him. This guy moves over close to the door. It's those two. This guy sees Steve, though, turning towards him as his friend dies, so he's going to charge at him and swing his scimitar twice at Steve. A 19 and a 24.
Yep.
Brings the scimitar around twice.
No.
Yeah, liar. Brings the scimitar around twice and catches you across the chest and the arm for a total of 8 slashing damage. And he kind of cackles in your face, saying, "You shouldn't have came here." And this guy holds up a defensive position. There's gonna be a lot of that. Defensive position, and Stone Skull.
All right. Looking forward, seeing that there's nothing here. I'm going to quickly using my. Can I use my action to make this thing charge at 60 feet for movement?
You can try.
I love the sound of that. I'm going to try.
All right, give me an animal handling check.
Oh God.
Okay.
You gotta beat a 2.
I have a +5, so I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
it's
but
gonna
don't nat one,
succeed.
son.
Nat 1. Still
Don't
possible.
do it. Don't you do it.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
So close, but so far. So yeah, as you kick into the side of this thing with your, you're wearing like just greaves, I guess.
Yeah, and I'm going to
kicking-
try to trample over anything in my path as I go in here.
All
Hey.
right,
I'm in your
So-
path.
that's also your friends. So as you
But
go
I can-
stomping through this, you didn't say that. Your mount keeps
Damn
stomping
it.
through, not being very smart, just being going in the direction you're kind of kicking it in. It comes flying through, hopping through the air. Fortunately for everyone involved, it kind of hops over everybody as it gets close to people. And you land over here. These guys kind of dive out of the way, so they're occupying the same space. And nobody is hurt by the trampling
Wait.
creature.
Damn it.
Question: how tall is this doorway?
About 8 feet or so up.
So
Oh.
Stone Skull hit his head on the doorway.
I mean, I'm literally almost 8 foot tall by
Well,
myself.
you can lean forward, though.
I can.
Real-
You're
Realistically, we
Make
hit the deck
him
and that
roll
thing
for
just
it.
jumped over us.
Mm.
No, I'm not hitting the deck. I'm 5 foot. If he can't jump over me, there's a problem.
Yeah. So I'm in there now, and that's my turn. I was hoping to actually trample something, but all right. It's fine. It's fine.
have a trample attack, so it doesn't really work that way. Giving you a lot, letting you ride a giant lizard right now. Let's not push your luck. 1 second.
That's a lot of cultist initiative before any of us get to go Stone Skull.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you just put yourself in the middle of them all.
Yes,
All
I
right,
did.
So, as the guys that you just trampled, they all turn around. Let's see, that guy. That guy's gone too.
Wait, where's the lizard's turn order? It might be his turn.
I couldn't roll initiative for the lizard, so
Oh, you're using him as a mount. Aren't you just the same?
Funny
no.
way.
No,
Yeah,
Havoc said it was going to act independently.
Yeah, it's independent.
Oh, but your turns have to be at the same time, I imagine, because you're moving together. So
Oh shit, where was your... Wait, no, there you are.
No,
Mine
what
was 12.
I've seen one of the animal handling too. Like if you don't succeed an animal handling check, then you're just along for the ride. Like if it's not a
Mhm.
trained animal or whatever it's doing, you don't get a turn. You're just holding on.
Yeah, this is not a trained animal for Stone Skull riding. The Lizard Bolt know how to control it, not so much for Stone Skull. Yeah.
I mean, I should, because I'm literally, my perk is being able to ride anything that can be mounted. The Born to Saddle allows me to pretty much mount and ride anything. It's kind of what the Cavalier build's about, is being able to ride any mount. Technically.
Well, I mean, yeah, if that's the case. Then...
Mastery of as a rider becomes apparent at level 3. And I get advantage on saving throws. If I ever get knocked off, I can land on my feet as long as it's not above 10 feet, that kind of stuff.
I don't think this is a question
Yeah.
of you being a good rider. I
You're
think this
a really
is more
good
like this
rider.
thing really shouldn't be a mount.
Yeah, not necessarily means you're a good controller of beasts. Nothing to do with that. So,
Gotcha.
yeah, it's kind of doing its own thing right now. You got a good handling check on that last one. Its intelligence is kind of like, okay,
You're
I'll
not
do
falling off.
Fine.
but it's not really going to be listening otherwise. All right,
Okay.
so the guys around you, however, are not fans of it being there. So 2 of these guys are going to at least attack.
If you're going to add the lizard at the end of the turn order, it should be.
I will say as the lizard runs into the room, it kind of sees all these things around it and lunges out,
Oh, it's attack. Sorry.
and it misses. So there you go. It rolled double 7s. So this guy, where's this guy? He's down here. Okay, so these guys held attacks, so they're gonna swing at the lizard, not really being able to hit Stone Skull. So lizard's AC, I'm gonna know 12 miss, 7 miss. They both miss their attacks at the lizard as it comes sprinting by.
My plan is coming together.
Yeah, nobody else. All right. So this guy, seeing this going on, is going to start heading that way, but he's also going to swing at the lizard. Ooh, nat 20. He's going to catch the lizard, doing 4 damage to it.
Okay. You have to manage all of it. I can't see anything other than the profile. I don't even get to see, like, his stats.
What do they have?
Because it
19
has to
health?
be edited.
Okay. I'll
Yeah.
have to keep this elsewhere. Lizard health.
Yeah, all I can see is the bio info.
Okay, there. That's fixed. Yeah, I don't want him to be complete control over it because you might fight those eventually.
Yeah.
Okay, so that guy swung and hit. This guy's also to your left, just going to swing at the lizard. 12, was that its AC? It was. It's going to hit, catching it for 6. You say this lizard taking a good chunk of damage from these 2 attacks, and it's starting to scream out in pain and get annoyed with everyone around it. This guy down next to Max is going to swing at Max. He's going to miss with an 11. This guy's taking a defensive position. This guy, seeing combat happening with Steve and the other Dragon Claw, is going to move down and swing his scimitar twice at Steve as well. 9 and 19. Wow. Okay. So the 19 connects with you, but only catches you like across the cheek, leaving a little gash for 1 slashing damage.
I love those.
Those are fantastic. This guy is dead.
Yeah, that was muted. Didn't do
Defensive
it.
position. This guy right next to the door is also going to swing at Max. And roll a 10, gonna miss. Defensive position. And Max, it's your turn.
Alrighty. So 15 feet. Can I put this? I mean, is this 20 feet away? Like right here? So I'm not hitting myself if I cast the spell.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, cool. Then, as I bring up a shield and deflect a couple, yeah, right here.
Ooh,
Well, it's a sphere,
you
so
hitting somebody.
yeah, I'm gonna hit Steve.
I like that.
You can
Um,
you can move it over closer towards me. I mean, it's whatever.
really, that's awful for 5d8 is 18.
Yeah, he rolled up a little weak.
That's unfortunate. Alright, so you're casting Shatter? Or no, Sleep.
Sleep.
Sorry,
Yeah.
guys. Didn't mean to hit the mic there.
Alright, so lowest hit points. Let's see. 9, 16 is all at 9. So starting here, it's gonna put this guy and this guy to sleep, and then the spell ends.
And then I am going to give. Who's next behind me? I'm going to give a point of Bardic Inspiration to Tara.
I am going to be using Twin Spell and casting Maximilian's Earth and Grass. And can I actually use his Bardic Inspiration to up my DC on the save? No? Can I use the regular point of inspiration to do that?
No.
That sucks. Okay.
Can't really
It's going to be targeting this guy and this guy.
So the Dragon Claw and the cultist to the north of him.
Yes.
Okay. So it is a strength saving throw. So strength from nat 20 on the cultist, and the Dragon Claw is a 2. So as these two punching through the kind of stone and dirty earth down below, two hands jump out of the ground. This guy right here is able to easily dodge around it as it springs up underneath his feet. However, the beefier dude with the dragon mask on is not able to dodge it.
And
He
he'll take
takes
3 points of
damage, and he is now restrained. Ooh. Okay.
I mean, can I get a ruling on that? Did we ever decide if it misses, the hand just doesn't come? Is it still there? Am I still able to move
Still in the space, but it's not grabbing anybody currently.
it? Okay.
Yeah, it's a concentration, so as long as you're maintaining concentration on that spell, it exists.
Yeah. And with that, I will take 2 steps back and end my turn.
Alrighty. So as those hands come flying up. Wait, what did you do? Oh, you did sleep, Max. Never mind. Okay. So yeah, Tara does that. So the hands come up and grab that one dude, and with the whopping 1 initiative, Ignalia.
Yep. Oh, hey, now I can see everything. All right, I am going to simply swing at the one in front of me, blocking my way, trying to kind of pin him up into Maximilian's Earthling Grasp, but he dodged out of the way of.
Okay.
My God, 13. Does that hit a cultist? Maybe.
It does.
Oh, wow.
That's like the same as the last 2 rolls you had.
7s for days.
No, I know. My attack rolls are garbage.
Scott, what's your HP? It's
My
wrong
HP?
on. Yeah, it's wrong on Beyond.
It should be 45.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. So as you bring your sword around, you're able to dig it into this guy.
Yeah, so it's a 6
+8, right?
slashing and +8 fire, and then I drag it through and do 13 fire to the one inside the Earthling Grasp.
That's better.
Oh, you just taking the 8 from the first roll?
That's what I've been doing. Do you want me to roll again?
Just for the sake of crits being a thing, go ahead and roll it again, just so
Okay.
that actually doubles going forward. If you do that, then it's going to be whatever you rolled there, and I don't want to set the precedent with it. So
Yeah, fair. I was just doing it because it's faster that way.
it is, and that's a good roll, but still, I mean, no matter what, you're going to kill the first dude.
11.
11. So yeah, so you dig into the guy, taking him out with the fire damage, and then 11 flies across, almost killing this dude. But he is still standing as he's scorched while standing and screaming in this earthen grasp with his hand.
Perfect. Then I will... he's restrained, right?
Yeah, he can't attack you.
Okay, so then I'm going to step forward. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to step forward and using Quicken spell, which is metamagic. Yep, I'm reducing the cast time of my Flame Blade to a bonus action and striking at the sleeping one next to me. 23.
23 hits.
So that's, 5 and 3, and then I'm carrying the fire damage over to the one directly above me.
Alright, so that fires off, almost killing this guy, but he wakes up in a huff as he screams in pain from the fiery sword hitting him. And this guy takes another big chunk of damage. He is also still barely standing, but took a massive hit from that.
Alright, I'm good.
Alright, so this very first guy who's restrained is going to attempt to break out of it. Strength check against DC. What's your DC, Zor?
5th.
Oh, sorry.
14.
Higher than a
Havoc.
5, so
It's 14.
Just Havoc, the sleeping guy, that was an automatic crit, by the way.
you're right.
So he's probably just dead.
No, he's completely dead. He had 1 HP.
Oh,
so
wait.
it's fine.
Wait a second. Does that apply to the damage to the north one? Because it's a crit.
Yeah, because he's you're just extending it off. You're not actually hitting the other guy. So no.
But it doesn't have an attack roll then.
True, but if it was all, that's a
How
great
did you
area.
auto quit him?
He's asleep.
Sleep and prone.
Oh.
That's like the only reason why I actually attacked him.
Just like if like one of them attacked one of y'all when you're unconscious and prone, it's an auto crit.
So max damage.
Yeah, asleep and prone is not it's not a place you want to be.
Anyway, it's your call, but if it doesn't have an attack roll, I would assume it just gets doubled for the crit.
It's just damage. Like, it's just fire damage that's spilling over. Well, I
No,
mean,
it's-
as much
It's
as I'd
roll
like to
fire
kill-
damage.
Yeah, kind of with Lily on this one. If it's just fire damage, roll
Because you're
it
not
over.
attacking
Being
with
asleep
it.
is not good.
You can't
Make it
critical
do
with
more.
something you're not attacking. Like, you're not... You're moving the fire, but you're not controlling it, right? Like, it's spilling off from the attack and hitting someone who's next to him, just for
Alright,
more damage.
I found the answer from Jeremy Crawford, and that is correct. It doesn't apply to the secondary.
Okay. That's what I was kind of thinking. Because you're critting on one creature, you're not critting on both. So
But yeah,
Yeah,
if you
I
that's
attack
understand your
both...
point, but
Hell yeah.
it's like somehow your attack is so hard it hits another dude.
Well, I mean, that is what it is, just not critically.
Just not critically, yeah. Hit him so hard it crits another guy. Like, what the fuck? Alright, so after that, so yeah, you almost killed that dude, but he's still standing. So this guy's gonna try to strength. I think your DC is higher than 15, so he is still restrained. He cannot do anything. Or higher than a 5, rather,
Right.
sorry.
Yeah, no, mine's a 14.
Yeah, so it's gonna definitely beat a 5. So Steve, you are kind of surrounded, buddy.
Yeah, kind of. This one, God damn it, I've been on arrow. This one, I'm going to check for squishy. No, that's probably gonna fail.
I don't know your 5.
It's a deception check against them as he tries to feint out of the way. And he rolled 19, so yeah, that's gonna fail.
All right, whatever.
Oh,
that's
but
not
that's
gonna fail.
Only gonna be regular, not crit, unfortunately, or not.
So, you know,
attack,
you
but...
see it coming? That's cute. Dodge it then.
Oh, but it doesn't matter with the 20 damage. So Steve tries to read the movements of this guy. So he tries to deceptively move around it and dodge his attack, but unfortunately for him, Steve knows exactly where his heart is and stabs straight into it, just completely overkilling this guy.
Steve down there doing work.
Mm-hmm.
Rogues, man.
Wait, Steve's doing something?
Yeah. He's making it happen, too.
There, I'm no
Anything
longer
else?
flanked. I'm okay. Let's turn to this guy. You know, smirk.
Alrighty. Well, this guy's dead. And this guy is still holding a defensive action because these guys don't have a ranged attack. This guy's dead. This guy that just got chomped on by a flame is going to attempt to attack Ignalia with a scimitar. It's a 21 hit.
Yes, it is.
So he catches you as the flame leeches off his body. He makes a desperate attack, catching you right against your armor for 5 slashing damage. This guy, being to the northwest of a giant lizard and Stone Skull, is going to swing at the lizard. 6 is going to miss, though. The one to your northeast is also going to swing at the lizard, though. And a 12 is going to hit, doing 4 damage. It's got 7 HP left. Stone Skull.
All right. So what is my what is technically my range from here?
Should be 5 feet within the mount, right?
From the mount? Okay, that's why I was
Yeah.
curious. I wasn't sure. Because it would technically go from each corner 5 feet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then I'm going to swipe to the southwest, first attacking the one that... actually, I'm going to attack this one here first and see what happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
11.
Yeah, so you come down and just very cleanly, as this lizard's dancing around underneath you, you come down with your greatsword and lop this guy's head off.
Okay, and then going to turn my attention actually to the southeast, where Ignalia is, and swipe at the one to her north. 14.
14 hits.
Oh. And another 11.
That was that one, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that one was already damaged by fire, and you quickly finish him off.
Okay, and then going to see if I can move up here. Trying to draw in attention here and move up towards the pack here. And that'll be my turn. And I can make an animal handling check if you need me to.
Yeah, make one and see if it tries to attack them or not.
Okay. I mean, if it wants to willingly attack things, I'm okay with that. Literally okay with that.
Listen to some of your encouragement.
You were more so keeping it from attacking Ignalia as you were moving. But with a 23, yeah, you'll steer it away from Ignalia. And it's going to go ahead and lunge out at the one to your northeast with a fight. Unfortunately, it's going to miss as the cultist kind of dives out of the way, dodging the attack, only rolling an 8. This guy's sleepy sleep. This guy is dead. This guy is swinging at Max from your southwest with a scimitar. 12, I believe, doesn't hit. Nope. Moving right along. This guy to your northwest is going to swing at you, Mr. Lizard. It's going to hit, and it has 7. It has 2 HP left.
Okay.
This thing is about to go down.
Yep.
But now Steve is going to get some retaliation as this guy.
Bring it.
Yep, it's going to swing his scimitar at you twice. 20 and a 9. Really? Well, once again, this guy just seems to have something for nicking your face on your other cheek that didn't get hit before the scimitar slices around. And as you move your head aside, you only get nicked for another 1 slashing damage.
Oh man, this is his expert taunting.
Yeah.
In a moment, he's about to unleash ultimate power.
This guy... this guy actually up at the northwest next to the door turns to the one next to him. Tells us, like, I'm gonna go get the bullywugs. And with that, he turns around and opens the door to his north and begins taking off.
Bring them to their death.
Get better up there. Alrighty. This guy is dead. This guy is going to swing at the lizard that just tried to hit him. That one's just gonna miss the last 2 damage that would have killed it. And he misses. Max.
I'm going to dispatch our restrained friend here.
Alright.
That's his advantage, right?
Mm-hmm. Not that it matters.
Oh. Really? I can't roll damage tonight. It's only 5.
Yeah, he only had 2, so it's more than enough.
Hey! Yeah!
Max steps forward with the antagonist. He kind of points the end of it right into this guy's chest, and he's screaming, no, 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 and just stabs him right through the hand and this guy's body, finishing him off nicely.
I'm going to then give a point of inspiration to acknowledge.
Okay.
That's it. I'm good.
Alrighty, so as this Dragon Ball falls, another whistle comes out from Max and inspires Ignalia to get good. Tara.
Yeah.
Question. Can I use that Bardic Inspiration on the damage side of Earth and Grass?
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah,
can I use normal inspiration on the damage side of?
That's more like re-rolling.
Yeah, D20s is what the normal ones, the DM inspiration works on.
Okay. I'm going to move right here so I can see a little bit, and I am going to direct the hands to grab this guy down here, and the other one, can it reach that far? Yeah, to just move past the sleeping guy and grab this guy.
All right. Strength save 2 and a 19 on the one to the north.
Then 19 will save. That hand's not doing so good.
Not so much.
So that one down there is going to take 2d6. And what's the inspiration plus 4?
1d8 if you
Oh.
want to add it.
Don't have to add it until after you roll your initial
Yeah,
damage.
you can add it on the end.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, I'm gonna add it.
Oh, all right. So as the hand goes down, the one to the north grasps for this cultist, but he, much like his other friend that is now dead, jumps out of the way of the hand as it slides across the floor. The one to your south, though, is not nearly quick enough to do it, and the hand reaches up, grabbing him just by the leg, and he kind of screams in pain as it takes initial damage, almost breaking his leg. However, you feel that inspiration just coursing through you, and as you feel it, you feel inspired to do something different. So the hand briefly lets go of the man and then reaches underneath him completely, crushing his entire body and killing him.
Yeah. I always wanted to crush someone with that hand.
Anything else?
That'll end my turn.
Alrighty, Ignalia.
And I'm gonna charge straight north at the one above me and just try to lunge into a vertical slice. 15.
15 hits.
5 and 2. Yeah, not worth ruining the inspiration.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it for me.
There's not more than 5 feet. Okay, cool. All right, so you deal damage to this dude, but he is still barely holding on. This guy was put out of his misery. Steve.
All right. Since I've been fighting him for a while, can I check for vitals with advantage?
No.
All right.
You can try though.
I figured you don't have to work.
Ooh, he rolled a 20.
Oh, fuck him. No, really, fuck him.
Oh,
2
goodness.
in a row. Jesus Christ! If you've been getting these inside checks. Oh, 8. That's it. 14. Oh, not quite enough. All right. So as you try to feint this guy, he's been paying attention to you and knows your ways and is able to kind of dodge aside. But unfortunately, he still couldn't protect his vitals from you, and you stab deep, just missing his heart by a breath. He is barely holding on to life right now. Anything else?
No.
All right. Well, this guy up to the north is saying, "Fuck this shit, I'm out." 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He moves up next to his buddy. This one is dead. This one is alive and is going to attempt to put this poor lizard out of its misery and is going to fail at it, rolling a 5. The one to the southeast that was just hit by Ignalia is going to turn his attention towards her, swinging the scimitar. Ignalia is going to roll a 9 and miss. Surely you don't have less than a 9.
Nope.
Yeah, and Stone Skull.
With a bit of a flourish, I'm going to attack the one to the northwest and then to the southwest.
Okay.
10 is probably going to miss.
Too much flourish, unfortunately.
Yeah. Oh,
Way
my.
Too much flourish. Oh,
Man.
a 2 and a 3.
A 2 and
Ouch.
a 3.
So Stone Skull just having the time of his life, being back in his natural element, just having too much fun, unfortunately, and his swings both go wide in his jubiance. Give me another animal handling check to see if this thing listens. Highest it can roll is a 16. It rolls a 0 with a negative
cool.
3 on the advantage roll. All right, so it's gonna just attack randomly. Attacking the one right next to Ignalia, actually.
Yeah.
Chomp. And it rolls a 15, doing 3 damage and finishing this guy off.
Yes.
Well done, Lizard.
Yes.
You deserve this snack.
So as this guy
Yes.
turns and he's a little singed and everything, the lizard turns around, smelling the smell of somewhat cooked skin, and lunges out and bites down on this guy, chewing off an entire arm. And the guy wails
miss
and goes
that
down
time.
to the ground, dying very quickly afterwards. This guy's still sleepy. This guy's permanently asleep. This one though is going to swing at the lizard that's eating his friend. Oh, and he's going to catch it finally. Dealing another 6 damage to it. Stone Skull, you're almost thrown, but with your expert maneuverability, you're able to not fall off this creature as it falls to the ground underneath you, not moving.
I can just dismount as it falls, so I would just land directly behind it.
All right, you land with this creature in the middle, having served a generous purpose for this long, but it is dead. That was his turn. This guy, just gasping and coughing up blood, is going to try to swing his scimitar at Steve twice. Rolls 2 19s and hits both of them. So in a flurry, wolf backed into the corner kind of thing, he swings his scimitar through the air, catching you twice for 9 slashing damage, Steve.
Told you, ultimate power.
Yep. These guys are going off to warn, and they disappear off to the left where nobody can see them doing things that you can't see. This guy, seeing that the lizard is now down, moves down towards Stone Skull, stepping over this large corpse and swings his scimitar at Stone Skull, rolling a 19,
Ooh.
catching you for a whole 3 damage.
Oh man, I'm not gonna live. I'm dead.
Seeing Steve get hit, I'm going to loose a hand axe at the cultist in front of him.
16 is going to hit.
Yeah, kill steal Steve.
And he does just that as this guy's just
Yeah.
screaming out loud, wailing on Steve. This hand axe just right down into the back of this guy. He kind of screams in pain and then slumps over right at Steve's feet.
And I want to give a point of inspiration to Stone Skull.
Nice.
And I am going to direct my hand up and grab the guy.
Aim the one to the left of Stone Skull on the right.
Yeah, left aim, right.
Okay. Oh shit. Strength saves 10 and 15. The
Man,
one on the right is gonna
that
save.
one hand is struggling.
That other hand goes up
chill
and
out.
kind of unfortunately gets kind of caught on the corpse of this giant lizard. But the other one comes in and it takes 5 damage. And is restrained.
Hmm.
Still standing though. Anything else?
No, I'm mad about my hand. And it makes me want to, but I'm not gonna.
Okay, Ignalia.
All right. We'll push up a little bit more and continue on the rampage. 25 will hit.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yep. Toast him.
Yeah, you just completely sear this guy, almost cleaving him in half with your razor hot blade.
I'm warming up. And then I will push forward to here and stop.
All right, Steve. Your
All right.
battle has ended down here.
Having my friend perish. You know what? I'm gonna put him out of his misery.
Okay, yeah, it doesn't matter what you roll. Yeah, easily knowing exactly where his vitals are as he just lays kind of with a small smile on his face. He seems to be dreaming of something pleasant. You quickly take the rapier and stab it through his chest, auto-critting, thus making your sneak attack and everything else happen. And he's super
Dead.
happy.
I feel like Steve's padding his kill count numbers.
A little bit. Anything else, Steve?
The rookie numbers. What those numbers are?
Look, I had 3. Someone stole 1. No, I'm good.
Alright, so this guy is going to attempt to break out of this hand. He's going to nat 1, so he completely fails at it. This guy is dead. Stone Skull.
Yeah, the one directly beside me is going to catch a great sword in the head with a bit of inspiration.
No,
With
advantage.
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 Advantage? Oh, okay.
Restraint.
I'm okay with that. Still with advantage.
With a little bit of
Yeah, with a
inspiration.
little bit of inspiration.
Yeah, it crits or it hits after that.
Okay. For 11 slashing, and then immediately gonna push up on this one and bring the sword back down on him. Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good number. Oh yeah.
Oh,
that
yeah.
looks better.
It's Stone Skull we know and love.
That looks
Stone
better.
Skull, Blender 3000 activated, and he just lops the head off the first guy. Feeling his shot going a little wide, so he brings the blade up a little harder instead of just clearly decapitating it through his neck. He actually slices through the man's face and skull diagonally. But he brings the blade around again as he steps forward and chops this guy down the shoulder, leaving a massive gash and killing him pretty much instantly.
Can I roll a perception with advantage to see if I notice these 3 down here?
Yeah.
Nope.
Just a little busy with all these bodies dropping right around, trying to figure out what the hell's going on there.
I'm
smells stew.
Start moving towards the
That's
front, checking on everybody's moving towards the door. Is everyone okay? You know, and as I get behind, I'm gonna put my back kind of towards Stone Skull and push him closer towards the front door and whistle and charge him with another point of bardic inspiration.
Seen better days.
Kind of point forward that we need to get going. Because
Hearing Steve
more
say
ahead.
that, I'm gonna walk up and hand him one of my health potions.
That is.
we gotta get these guys
They are
before they run away.
potions of healing. 2d4 plus 2.
Kind of feeling Max give me the push, immediately going to.
Yeah!
Wow.
Nice.
Now that I'm in the room, do I notice those people?
Yeah, you're getting whiffs of the smell of some kind of stew. It kind of smells a little, I want to say putrid, but doesn't smell too great.
I'm gonna move into the doorway and kind of addressing them all at once. Hey, all of you, you're like me now.
And they kind of look at you, and you hear a very deep and grumble voice from the littlest one of the 3. What?
You're like me now. You saw nothing. Now get out of here.
Make a persuasion or deception check, or a intimidation check, your choice.
Can it not be deception? No, persuasion's fine.
Oh, almost. I mean, that's solid. You get the crit on that too.
As you do so, you feel these, and you hear the voice say, "Very well, we'll leave." And you hear, feel, or see, quote unquote, them leaving the area, taking off in the dead sprint.
As they're walking out, I'm gonna scream behind them, "Watch out for the lizard people!"
And you hear calling back from the other area, "What lizard? Oh God, they're everywhere!"
Oh God, they're everywhere.
Okay.
They're everywhere.
Rounding
So
the
as you
corner.
let's see. So as you move into this room, you see swamp water is actually seeping into this chamber through the low-hanging windows here and there, but you actually see several planks have been laid, thus allowing passage across the room to the door that you're there. As you move into the next area, you see that the puddles coming from the swamp water don't extend into here, but it still reeks of the swampy smell. You see another room down to your southwest, and you hear a lot of chittering and movement coming from down there, a large amount of it. Though it's so dark, it's hard to see exactly what is causing it. And you also see a stairway leading down.
Yeah. Getting ready, kind of placing my hand on the hilt of the sword as I kind of charge down, just going straight for the group ahead.
You all
Yeah,
run
I
down
am.
the stairs?
Yeah, as we head down the stairs, I want to cast. Oh wait. How long does that last? Is that a minute? Sorry, looking something up. Oh, it's up to an hour. Perfect. I am going to cast invisibility, but I'm going to cast it as a 3rd level and target Stone Skull and Steve.
Ooh. Okay.
And as they envelop and like what made you feel like you're taking a cold shower, say remember, Splattergoo has to die. He can't walk away from this. So if you see him, he's the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And hearing Max say that, I am going to cast Twin Spell Haste on
Ooh, no, that only lasts a second.
Haste?
Yeah, haste that's only like a couple rounds, right? Like a minute maybe.
Well, I'm assuming we're about to bust in there.
Well, yeah, I just don't know where they are.
You
'Cause
could
mine
hold
lasts
it.
an hour.
You could hold it.
Yeah, I'll just hold it.
All right. So we're gonna do this. I have to pee again really bad. So we're gonna move you down as you come charging down these stairs, attempting to chase after these individuals, knowing they've been gone for a little bit. Who's invisible right now?
I am.
And Steve.
Steve.
What's a good thing for that? Isn't like a ninja mask?
The ninja mask.
I don't see one.
It's right beside the clock.
It's under
That
the
one.
snail.
Or is there a spooky
Oh.
ghost?
There we go. Oh god, there's 2 of them.
Now there's none of them.
Oh god, what's happening? Who was the other one that's invisible?
Steve.
Oh, of course he is.
Running through the wall.
Okay. All right. So as you make your way down, you find yourself in a thing that exists that I don't even have the sheet open for. 1 second. Doesn't expect me able to make
It
here
sounds
this
like a
session.
place that Terra wants to be in right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely a cave. So you move down, you see the stairway leading down and turning off to the right, and you come down into a somewhat large cavern where you see water pooling in front of you. The ceilings are about 10 feet high. You see some lanterns in this area lighting the way.
Do we hear the sound of other people in either the southeast or northwest corners? Oh, that changes
There
things.
we go. Yeah.
Do we hear the sound of anybody within this cavern? And can we tell which direction
Uh,
it's coming from?
Everybody give me perception checks.
That's not blind sight. Hey, this is a sound one. I'm not a.
This is the sound one.
Oh.
Oh.
It's just comically great that it's never like a 9 or a 12. It's like a 4 minus 2 all the time.
So as you all move down, you kind of collect yourselves as you're rushing down. You all look around the area. You don't hear anything except Stone Skull. Stone Skull, as you're listening around, it sounds like you hear slight croaking coming from your east side, coming from this tunnel where you see another set of stairs.
Okay. And with
As
that,
y'all plan to go forward, I'm going to run a pee real quick. I'll be right back.
okay. So what I'm gonna do, guys, while he's gone, is as I'm running by, I'm going to reach out. Since I am assuming I would notice that I'm invisible, I'm gonna grab onto Max's shoulder and turn him in the direction that I'm heading as I charge by and head in that direction.
Imagine you kind of put your hand against my back. And
Yeah,
push
and kind
me
of
forward.
push you and rotate you in that direction as I move over here.
It's gonna be uncomfortable, but I'm on board. Just imagine I'll just be right in front of you.
And we'll have to wait for Havoc to get back.
Terry wouldn't have any idea that anybody's invisible.
Yeah, no, I
She
know where
just
you are.
notices
What are
the
you guys
footsteps.
talking about? You're right there.
She still sees the footsteps.
Man, wait till we start using fly. That's really gonna mess you up.
I'll find a ring, a dimension door or something. I'll be yelled there.
Too much water today. Sorry.
Okay, so we decided how we're doing this.
Okay, lay it on me.
So since I was the only one that that could tell that the sounds were coming from the east, as I was running by Max, I was placing my hand on his shoulder and spinning him around in the direction that I'm going without saying a word, so that we could keep charging that way without making too much of a sound.
Okay.
I didn't want to say it out loud because I didn't want it to echo through the chamber, because this looks like a pretty big cavern, and yeah, voices carry. So yeah, and then we're gonna head down into the stairwell. You said it was to the east.
Also, in your inspection, Stone Skull, you noticed in some muddy footprints leading down the same way that seemed to be in the very flippered-looking foot style of bullywugs.
Okay. As we come down here, how can I still hear the sound of them? Does it sound like I'm getting closer?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to kind of slow down now that I hear it. Obviously, nobody else can see me, and I'm going to kind of creep forward. Oh. And I'm going to ignore the guy and continue forward.
Oh, well.
Because
Um,
they can't see me, but they could see Max.
definitely
who's-
see Max, who just charged down there.
Mhm.
So,
Well, yeah, no, I'm sorry. I thought I was still in front of you. You're still pushing me forward.
No, I was saying I was gonna try to take charge and try to move
I'm
through.
sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
I didn't hear that.
Uh,
fuck. I'm out here now.
yeah, you're already there.
YOLO.
all right.
YOLO.
So
YOLO.
as this happens, nobody being able to see where Stone Skull is headed, just cautiously move forward down the last set of stairs into the larger area. Move down. You have just a second before you see and hear the croaking ring out around you from your northwest and your southeast as two bullywugs raise up a alarm and attack. Roll for initiative.
Very.
Jesus, man. Well, you two, hey, acknowledge fancy seeing you on these parts. Down here.
Oh, someone else is down here. Steve,
Hey.
you never visit.
Hi, Steve.
Going, guys.
Well, we were thinking we were gonna watch Willie die in the head of the turn order.
Oh, all right.
What?
That's fair.
No.
I mean, we don't have a choice. So
I know we can't do shit. We slow.
you do you, boo.
Alright.
I mean, I don't want you to die. I would prefer if you
The
didn't.
problem is with my initiative, I figured out none of y'all are warning Tara that we're about to get into a fight. She's just going in blindly, literally.
You should be the one feeling out. You can feel extra feet steps that aren't ours.
I don't know why, but apparently in caves, I still can't see.
All right, so from your southeast, you hear the pad,
Break
pad,
it.
pad of one of the creatures running up. Can't quite reach you, though. sees the four of you and kind of stops in tracks. However, the other one's going to move around the corner, sees you all at the last second, but decides to swing his spear anyway at Willie when I find the sheet. Brings his bite and a spear down towards you. Willie still holding his shield, so one-handed 9 and a 12. I think both of those miss.
They do both miss.
All right, so your turn.
I am going to drop my shield and hit him with 2 hands. A sense of urgency to
Okay.
kill him as quickly as possible. Oh, look at that. That's sad.
All right, so as you swing
Just that-
the blade around, you feel it connect very solidly, and you drag it through his body a bit. Not quite enough to take him out, but you did massive damage to him.
Does Ignali still have a point of inspiration? She does.
Yeah.
I am going to can I use my movement and pick up my shield?
Yeah, I'll say that's fine. You didn't stow or anything, a weapon, so.
Okay, yeah, then I'll do that. I know it's not like very flavorful, but like I was hoping to kill him. I didn't kill him. Can I pick my shield back up? Like a panda. Oh, that was.
Oh, wait,
ooh, that was
I
tasty.
need this. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
Okay.
That was cool.
I'm going to continue charging forward as I was given very specific instructions. So, keeping my hand on the hilt of the great sword, I'm just going to use my dash to move forward.
Is that tough for him?
Oh, and then as I get here, I kind of stop for a second. What the hell is that?
So as you get to right here, with these steps going down in front of you, you just trudge on along. I need a dex saving throw, please.
Okay. Oh my god. What did I just get myself into?
Wow. Okay. Well, you didn't hit the DC 8 dex save.
Wow.
So,
Cool.
I thought I was like, there's no way he's gonna. Nope.
Yep.
Okay, never say never. All right. So as you charge forward, having your orders, you blindly move forward. You don't notice very well that there's a bunch of mud on this staircase, and as you get up, you slip and fall prone and slide all the way down to this creature. Actually, it's several creatures. It's a lot of creatures. This is a swarm of centipedes that jumps all over you as you slide up next.
Can they? They can't see me though. I'm invisible.
I don't think
No, they can't.
centipedes have eyes, so
I did a perception check. I'll say you. Well, let's see. How far do you slide? Oh no, the fall causes. Okay, so you take damage actually from the swamp.
Cool.
Oh, max damage too. So as you tumble down, you make a lot of noise, tumbling down, crashing against the stone steps, taking 4 bludgeoning damage, and you make more than enough noise for this creature to know where you are. And they attempt to bite you. Does a 13 hit?
No.
Didn't think so.
Yeah. I would say it's just they can attack in space, right? Just a disadvantage.
Yeah.
Mhm.
5e made it much easier to attack, try and find an invisible creature. And 3-5 it was scary because they could be anywhere.
All right, Steve.
Man, that's a little terrifying, to be honest with you. They're way back here.
This one. Do I get advantage because he can't see me?
Yes.
Didn't even need it.
25 hits. multitasking so hard. 1 second. Let me get back over to y'all.
Hold it.
Let's see. Yeah, you're attacking that guy. 25 hits for a lot of damage. Yeah. So you stab right into this guy's mouth as he's opening it to scream once again, killing him instantly.
Then no, that's it. And invisibility drops because I attacked.
Alrighty. Ignalia.
All right, I'm going to step down 5, 10, 15, 20. Don't see anything. I will take a swipe at the frog right next to me.
Yeah.
24.
Yeah.
Yeah, he croaks.
Quite
And
literally.
continue on my
Just straight up business at this point.
Yep.
Just swinging away, cleaving this creature right across the throat. The wound cauterizes as it falls to the ground and moving. And continue on. We're keeping initiative going because there's still a fight going on. So,
Yeah, I'm going to move forward, hearing all that noise that Stone Skull made. It's Stone Skull. Are you
As
okay?
as you get here, just not checking your surroundings, I need a deck save.
The mud is going to affect the Earth Sorcerer.
Mm-hmm.
Well, but that was a dex
Not
check.
today.
Well,
Not today.
still doesn't do it. So as you walk forward, at the very last second, you feel the slipperiness of mud underneath your feet, and you pull your
Yeah.
foot back, knowing that the next 10 feet or so is going to be covered in mud, and you need to be careful going across it.
I'm going to argue that Tara can never check her surroundings for mud because she always knows it's there.
I'm going to argue against it because the dice wouldn't have a role to play, and that's the game. So, no.
And sensing the swarm of centipedes. Checking range, hold on.
Don't bother, I'm just gonna pad my stats.
Yet Steve gets blamed for pad his
Yeah,
stats.
we're gonna cast Beifong's Blinding Storm right behind the centipedes. What happens when a tornado strikes
Centipedes.
thousands of tiny centipedes?
something awful.
It annoys them greatly.
We'll just do Oh, hey. Men damage. Almost.
Yay.
All right. So as this, let's see. All right. So as this flies around, the earth begins to turn around, and you see some of these centipedes being kind of grappled up and moved around, but it doesn't seem to do a whole lot to this creature. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. -1. There we go. Okay.
I mean, are they blinded?
It's an excellent question that I didn't answer. Con save. 19. No, they are not. They're very intent on trying to figure out where the hell Stone Skull is and attacking him. Anything else?
That'll end my turn.
Alrighty, Max.
I'm going to go a little bit deeper in the room here. But I'm going to stay back. With the intent of watching behind us. Still unexplored territory, and I'm not dropping the spell as it stands.
Alright, so just keeping an eye out.
Yeah.
Alright, give me a perception check as we move on to Stone Skull. Stone Skull, you're able to lay on your feet. The centipede missed. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna hit it or try to hit it.
Okay. Max, you listen intently and look around. You don't see or hear anything coming up from behind you.
Okay.
15 hits.
All right. And my invisibility is gone.
Okay.
Are they still standing?
Oh yeah.
Cool. Let's do that again.
All right. It also hits.
Okay.
Okay. Still standing.
Hmm.
Oh, how long ago session 1 was when we ran into a swarm.
Hmm. I'm going to take my chances, allow it to get an attack of opportunity, and I'm going to bolt the hell out of here. What is remaining of that swarm, I no longer want a part of it.
Yeah, so you hear these just centipede creatures chasing you, trying to hit you, but they miss. I'm assuming you're taking your time moving up through this mud, not going to fall back down again. You're able to get away.
And kind of look at the rest of the guys and say, that is a very bad idea.
Is it?
Hey, he wasn't talking to
Right.
you. He said guys. He was
Yeah,
talking to
we
Steve and
should-
Max.
Just kind of.
Oh, wow, way to keep
bend
us
my
women
hand
down, Tara.
and bow towards Ignali, just kind of like after you, like this. The floor is yours.
I put my sword away and I crack my knuckles.
I'm going to describe absolutely nothing.
Okay.
Absolutely nothing.
I'm saying, is this the, Tara's in the way. I'm just like, is this the pit? Do I have to? What is it?
It's mud.
I'll move out of the way and say, watch out for.
Watch out for the mud.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to explain any more than that.
All right. Well, I know about it, so can I carefully try to?
Yeah, you
Go
can
down.
get over this. If you know what's there, it's easy to dodge. It's just if you
Okay.
try to, not so much.
So I will head down to about here.
See just several grouping masses swirling towards you of these centipedes.
All right, so there's swarms.
Yes.
All right.
Max, why are you moving around? We're still in combat.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're-
sorry. I'm sorry.
All right. I wanna draw them to me. So I'm gonna, come down. No, I'm gonna come to about there, and I'm gonna wait for them to approach.
All right. Holding action.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold action until they all move forward for a burning hands.
All right. You just tell me when you want to use it. Steve.
All right.
I guess I'll move down here and hang out with the rest of the people.
Tara, sweetie, you don't want to do that.
No, I know what I'm doing. I'm trying to see how that guy moved
Actually,
by my store.
what's up here? Nothing?
Nope.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a dead bullywug. Are you gonna do anything?
No. I'm good.
You're good? Alrighty. Tara.
I'm going to step up back against Ignalia and also ready a spell while keeping concentration on my storm. Did that guy move by it?
No, he was up in the northwest of there. He didn't
Okay.
run there. I got your storm. That's why I have a thing on the screen to see it.
Okay, well, we've gone once through the turn order, and I didn't realize it, so that guy is 2d6 again, or did you... What are we doing?
We haven't got to the turn order again. Everything got rearranged with the addition of the
okay.
swarm.
Okay, that makes sense. I'll just ready a spell and hold action then.
Okay. All right. Well, this one's gonna also move forward. 10, 15, 20. Get there. This one is fantastic. Is gonna move away from this damn storm, moving up right next to Ignalia, and is gonna start trying to bite into her. This one's been looks considerably smaller than the other swarms that you can see. It's going to roll a 10 and miss Ignalia, just clinking off her armor. This one is going to move up, and being blind or stupid is going to move right next to the storm. So roll me damage as it becomes a con save. And it's a 15 on its con
11.
save.
Ooh. From one extreme to the other.
That's some good damage.
It's a creature. It's going to end its turn actually right there. So yeah, it will take the 11 damage. Kinda.
Yeah, I don't know how much air affects swarms. I imagine it's just centipedes out and it's sucking them up.
Moving through this guy, it gets to there. This one, gotta move right through the storm. 15, 20, it stops in the storm. Roll of damage again.
Okay.
Oh.
Doesn't do a whole lot to that one. This one right here is gonna move up right next to Ignalia as well and try to bite her. This one looking like a full swarm, and it's gonna nat fail, and I'm not even gonna bother rolling for that 'cause it's not really using weapons and shit.
All right, I'll unleash Burning Hands now.
Okay.
Fantastic.
And Ignalia loosing hers is going to be my signal to loose mine, so I'm ready once he's done.
All right, 16 fire to each.
All right, so these gotta make a dex save.
Nice.
1, 2, 3, 4. Did I calculate that one? Yeah.
And my DC is 15.
Okay, so 6 of them. 13, 10, 2, 12, 3, and 3. They all fail their saves. So as this flies out, 16 damage to this dude. Over half of the swarm is obliterated. This swarm is completely obliterated. This one, over half of it is obliterated. Same. TBH, same.
Oh, I'm sorry. God damn it. I definitely wanted to use the inspiration on the damage, but it's too late.
Yeah, I already calculated it all, and I'm not recalculating that, so no.
So now.
Let's just do it twice.
So yeah, you just take out everything in front of you. There's hardly any of these swarms even left. The ones that are still standing, they're way under half. They're what was there previously. Tara?
I am going to cast Terra Burst right there. Why didn't that do?
Right there?
Yes. Hold on.
You mean further back?
Are you sure?
Yeah. No.
You
Well,
mean-
I can't see where I'm clicking, but I can't move to see where I'm clicking.
You want to put it in the same space you put your storm.
Yeah.
Same space I put my storm in.
Okay, so you're just gonna fire into the room near your swirling storm then. Give me damage. 28, Jesus. Okay, yeah, dead.
That's fireball for you.
Man. 14. Okay,
Dead. Yeah.
Like you had to max not hit 6 at half damage and you would have been fine no matter what. So
How's your numbers? Padded?
successfully padded.
His
Does
Terra's-
that count as 10,000?
Terra's DPS numbers just went through the roof.
For that split second as that burst damage comes out. So Tara raises her arm in the air, and as she does so, you see some of the rocks around the area begin to shoot towards her palm, culminating together in this large boulder that appears and floating in the air, and then she throws it with physical effort, throws it into the room, and you hear a cacophonous boom as the boulder shakes apart and splits across the room. Does it hit this guy? No, it doesn't. Okay. Splitting apart, and you just see shards of earth flying across the room, hitting all these swarms, killing all the centipedes within them. You do hear a little bit more chittering and chirping and everything in the area, but definitely not as much as before. Max.
How far can I go? Bottom of the stairs. Alright. I'm going to head down to the bottom of the stairs here and take a normal flask of oil, not one of the concentrated ones I've got, just a normal one, and hit that swarm with it. Like a grenade.
Make a ranged attack for me.
How? Plus proficiency bonus and dexterity, or just dexterity?
Just dexterity, because thrown improvised. Yeah, that's gonna hit it.
Ah. Okay. And then
Roll me just for giggles. Roll me a 1d4.
1d4.
Yeah, for the impact of this glass hitting with that massive 21. Okay.
Hard
It's not quite enough to kill it, but this shatters, and you see two of the remaining like 12 centipedes are crushed under the weight of the bottle as it smashes against them, and the ones are covered in oil. Anything else?
No.
All
Just
right.
pull my shield up.
You hear more skittering. 10, 15, 20. It's not going to move next to that. I've given you enough. All right, Stone Skull.
Looking back, seeing a bunch of them dead, get the brilliant idea. Oh, hold on. Let's try this.
I definitely imagine this in the way where a Stone Skull enters cavern and then comes shrieking out.
It didn't die. It didn't die.
Damn it, I can't move enough to get there.
Can't if you dash.
I don't want to dash. No. I guess I'm just... Actually, I'll go to this side. In my turn there, I guess.
All right, Stone Skull gets the will back into him to venture back in with the creepy crawlies. Venturing back into the room, seeing most of them dead. Ignalia.
I'm gonna call the Max quickly. Are you calling dibs on those? Pointing at the oil ones. Max?
No, God, no. Not calling dibs anything. I need it all
No.
side, please.
Alright. Actually, no, I'm gonna step here. And I am just going to use a normal firebolt. Yeah,
Hey.
23.
Yeah.
14.
Against this one down here.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, so you fire that out. Not a whole lot left, and your flame completely engulfs the rest of them, just leaving charred messes there. There's nothing left of that.
I just put a thumbs up over my shoulder at Max.
Got him! Steve!
Yeah, Steve, come crit these bugs.
No.
Turnover, okay.
Yeah. Move closer, but still. Yeah, I'm good.
All right. Tara.
We lost Willie again. There we go.
He's back.
Just gonna hurl an earth bolt at that last group. So I'm going to use inspiration. No, I'm not. I'm just gonna miss.
All right, so you throw out another earthen bolt. Unfortunately, this one hits wide as the swarm kind of splits around it, not taking any damage. Dead.
Zorn has missed on his earth bolt. Things are coming back to the way they should be.
Dead. Dead. We're back to Max.
Oh, come on. All right, so I want to do the same with another flask of oil to new people on the battlefield here.
Okay. Another ranged attack with an improvised weapon.
How many bottles of that do you have?
I got a few.
So unfortunately, this one you can't quite see it as well, so you hurl it out trying to hit it as best you can, but it lands next to this swarm, not quite hitting it directly. But this square here is coated in oil.
Fair enough. Yeah, my turn.
All right. Well, this swarm, just being a swarm of bugs, is going to trample right through the oil, covering itself in it. Takes a moment to get through the somewhat difficult terrain created by this oil, but it's able to get up close enough to Stone Skull and is going to try to hurt him. But unfortunately for it, it lunges forward and Stone Skull just kind of moves back away, swiping his sword at it, and the centipede's going to recoil away, missing their attack with a 10. Stone Skull.
I would like to take my greatsword and swipe at it. But I'm going to flip it over and use the flat of the blade as I come down on top of it.
Okay. That hits.
For 12 damage. And then again...
Also hits.
Oh. Okay. For another 12.
All right, so as you swing these two strikes around, flipping your blade over, hoping this does better. Unfortunately, you just see the slimness of your weapon just doesn't seem to be getting this wide swarm, doing a lot of damage to it, but you're able to take out about half of them.
Okay. And it is now marked. So, yeah.
Oh, it's only got eyes for you, girl.
I still don't think centipedes have eyes.
And that'll be my turn.
They only have eyes for Stone Skull.
Yeah. All right, Ignalia.
Hey, there's still more bugs?
Not anymore.
Zap. Oh, zap. Damn.
Oh, wow.
Whew.
And a 9. God, one off of max damage. Yeah, the bug extermination squad, that is Terra and Ignalia, comes in, and as these creatures are just engulfed in flame, even if it wouldn't have enough, they catch even faster due to the oil kind of surrounding half of them or so. And they burn for a few moments, leave just charred heaps of these creatures.
I turned to Stone Skull. Yeah, we recommend, doing some pest control at least every other year.
I have a confession. Bugs are not my thing.
I'm gonna bend down and pick up held.
You're
Pick.
breaking up.
You're cutting up, yeah, what are you saying?
Oh, is this better, or is my internet?
Yeah, you're better.
Okay.
You're better.
I'm gonna bend down and pick up one of the centipedes off the ground that are impaled with an earthen shard and charred, and be like, "Are you sure they make a tasty treat?" And hold it up.
Tara, no. I'm holding out a hand.
Oh, you want it? Yeah, they're tasty. I'm gonna hand it over to Ignalia.
Mmm. All right, I eat it.
Why are you like this?
Ignalia, give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh boy. 12.
Yeah, so you chew into this this centipede, very long, and it's a good 8 to 10 inches long or so. You chew into it. Originally, you thought it would kind of sour tasting, but it actually doesn't taste too bad. It's kind of framed a little bit, a little dirty. Some specks of dirt and stuff from all the shards that hit it. But it tastes horrible.
You guys, this is not too bad. I'm thinking like less grill, more like maybe a saute.
That was a lot of butter.
Tried the ones with the oil on them over there.
Clam bake, yeah. Then we just like pick up a few for snacks on the road.
All right, add 3 rations to your inventory.
Sweet Christ. I'm saying exactly what kind they are.
So yeah,
I want to motion to Steve, like keep a low profile, but take a peek around, see if we can see anything.
Give me a perception check. As you're listening around, you don't hear any. Neither one of you hear any more chittering. Seems like this was the only area these things were in. You hear a lot of dripping of the drip drips of falling water around the area, but otherwise it's gotten very quiet in the cave. You do get the sense that it's a somewhat large cave compared to where you thought you were just running around into a small cavern. You feel like this kind of goes on for a little bit based on the kind of echoes and such of your previous engagements.
Be careful going forward.
As you move forward, you see another slightly large room, and you see a set of stairs in front of you to the northwest that seem to descend very steeply down into another cavern.
I need to keep going down.
Yes, deeper into the earth.
I was waiting for that question. No, this is free of mud this time. As the stairwell falls out.
Suddenly impaled.
It's like y'all forgot everything about the dungeon crawls you've been through at this point. We're just charging around. I was like, yes! So as you move down into this area, you see what appears to be farther than you can see in any direction, even with... I don't know if any of y'all have dark vision, actually.
I do.
Except, okay, so Ignali can kind of see out a little bit, but even to her ranges of her sight, do you have a torch?
I'm in a giant cave of earth, so you tell me.
I mean, you feel, Tara, you feel around you expanses of earth going out, but then you feel something lapping against the earth. You're thinking that this area has a somewhat large pool of water in it. And as you all move into this area, even with torchlight, you can't quite see a whole lot because Stone Skull has a torch activated, apparently, and I didn't know it.
Because
I'm
you
gonna-
don't want to do a crunch? That's what I thought.
Yeah, I didn't realize that he had a torch still activated, so... But it's fine. We'll say Stone Cold lit his torch as he got into the dark area.
And I'm going to say it to the same effect. I'm just going to say, just two large pools of water directly in front of us and one to the right there. 3 land bridges weaving in between them. One to the left, one to the right, and one slightly ahead to the right.
You all begin to kind of scan the area, knowing there's only certain paths around it. You all get the feeling that you're being watched. And that is where we're going to end the session for the night.
All right.
Yeah.
So we can
Man, I was holding that
watched, didn't we?
inspiration for when we ran into Ladder Group or whatever his name is.
Right, me too.
No, you'll still have your inspiration. Just not DM inspiration.
The last 10
No,
minutes.
we're talking about our actual inspiration, not the bardic.
I mean, it's only been a matter of maybe 2 minutes since there, so I'd say keep it until next session. Unless you'll
Yeah.
take an abnormally long time to adventure around after you come back, so...
Yeah, that was my thought. I was hoping we were going to lose it because I thought we were being quick.
So while we're away, we're resting, right? That's what I heard.
I heard,
When we log out,
yeah, I heard that logouts are equivalent to short rests.
long rest, long
I mean-
rest, long rest, long rest.
I
Oh,
mean,
you
I'm
showed
okay
me
with
short rest, but I
that because
just
short
thought I was
rest
pushing
means
it.
you're just going to give us all inspiration anyway. You fucking factory of bardic inspiration.
I'm good either way, but if I get a long one, I get even worse.
Can't hear me. Here we go. So we have Giants coming up on Wednesday, Ascension on Sunday, Tyranny on Monday, Empire on May 2nd, Alliance on May 12th, and then don't forget D&D replay on Friday with our YouTube updates on Friday as well. We hope to see you for some or any of those. Be a lot of fun, hopefully. Other than that, that's going to do it for us tonight. Thank you guys for being here. Very much appreciate it. As always, if you are not already doing so, give us a follow over on Twitter and keep up to date with what we are doing on the channel here. That's going to be it. Have a nice night, and I hope to see you on Wednesday for Amongst the Giants.
Just direct your feet to the sunny side of the street. Can you hear a pitter pat and that happy tune?